All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day, actually an incredible weekend as we start this Monday. Good morning, Peter. How are you today?
Good morning, Carlos. I am doing great. I apologize if there's background noise. I don't know if you guys can hear it. There's like somebody grinding some tree stumps or something next door. I don't
Huh.
know what's going on, but they've got a big truck that's making a lot of noise out there.
Oh, okay,
Anyways,
okay. See, let's cut the music and see if we could hear that.
I don't. I'm not
No, your
sure.
mic does a pretty good job of cutting out, blocking things out. So
Yeah, it's
we don't
of
hear
course it's quiet now. But
it.
anyways,
Of
all right.
course,
But
of course.
Murphy's Law. But anyways,
Yes,
it's also important. I'm also I'm all stressed, Carlos. I'm stressed here
Oh,
because
it's not
this is
good.
uh this is week 3 of me being in the #1 spot in my fantasy hockey pool, and it's a lot of
Oh.
pressure. I don't I you know I'm usually
Everybody,
like
everybody's gunning for you. That's what happens. Yeah.
I'm usually like midway through the rankings, and being the top of the pool. I mean, there's a lot of season to go, and I'm finding it stressful.
Your
Week
target.
3,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways,
I
everybody's all confused about
remember
my.
I used to play a lot when I had my 9 to 5, and I remember when you were in the top spot. Even if the person you was playing against forgot to do their lineup, because that's how people get a lot of points. People forget to do the
We,
substitutions, and then you play
yeah.
somebody that has like 2 open spots. Other people call them, "Hey, you're playing Peter this week. He's #1 spot. You need to fix your lineup." Like everybody gangs up against the #1 spot. So yeah, man. Watch your back.
Well, this one's a little different. You pick your lineup at the beginning of the year, and you only get 3 substitutions over the course of the year. So
Oh, that's tough.
you got to
Yeah.
pick them very strategically now, because you get injuries. You usually want to sub out injuries. I subbed out 1 today. That's my second. I've already done 2, and we're only in November, so it's a little risky. But
Mm,
anyways, never mind.
interesting.
Let's talk about
Interesting.
trading, because it was a pretty quiet weekend, I think, from a trading perspective. Not much moved. We can talk about some of the different segments of the market. However, there's blood in the water. There's concern, anyways, out there, and we'll talk about that. We'll see what happens. It could be an interesting week. It is a short week. I'm gonna have to remind you guys all week about this, but it is a short
Yeah.
week this week, with the markets being closed on Thursday and only open until 1 o'clock on Friday. So we only get like 3.5 days of trading here.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a short week. I'll get to the gappers list in a second here, but we got to talk about what about Friday, man? Friday's drop in recovery, just unbelievable. So, I mean, the world was falling apart, and then somehow we managed to end the week pretty good. So good stuff there. We'll get into all that in just a second. But yeah, look at our gappers list. Everything in the green this morning. Things are feeling really good so far. And only NVO down 10%. We'll see what's driving those guys down this morning. But yeah, it was a very interesting week, Peter, with some two really bad sellouts, one recovery, and we'll really see what today brings. So looking forward to it. Peter, U.S. economic calendar. How are we doing today?
Yeah. Well, there's nothing going on. It's pretty easy. It's empty. We have nothing scheduled for today. Only a couple things. Tomorrow we will have sort of the PPI numbers and consumer confidence. So they should be caught up with all of the old data. This should be more current information. So we'll see if the market reacts to that. Like I've been saying, we've been going about a month and a half, 2 months now, really without any market data or the market caring about the data if we do have it. So maybe now the market will be a little more sensitive. Like you mentioned, we had that big day yesterday, well, Friday. I mean, not a big day, but it was such a down day on Thursday. But even that, Carlos, like we started higher, right, and then dropped, and it felt like the bottom was falling out. But the reality was the damage wasn't that bad. And then
Yeah.
Friday, it felt like we made a little bit of recovery. I keep having that Monty Python scene through my head, where I'm not dead yet. When they're bring out your
Bring
dead.
out your
I'm not dead
dead.
yet. Yes, you are. You just don't know it. Anyways, I
Oh
feel like.
man, love it, love it.
So
Good
anyway, we'll
stuff.
see how the market reacts. It's in an interesting spot. So.
Yeah, it sure is. We'll dive into all of that, friends, in a second here. Let's get into our gappers list brought to you by tradingterminal.com, friends, your one stop shop where you can find all tools for trading, including this beautiful gappers list, which is very on the green side. And one that sticks out right away is Google. I mean, this thing's been trading just amazing all last week. Let's see if today how it looks already on our gappers list, up 3.8 this morning. Let's go over the top few. OSCR, Oscar Health, which we're very familiar with. We've seen this plenty of times on our list. This morning up 20%. So 20% gap up, 5.1 million shares traded. So you can see here, beautiful pre-market action this morning. Nicey ticker. Float on this one is 216 million. This looks good from a pre-market chart right now. This looks really clean, Peter. What's driving it this morning, and can we have this on our list today?
This is Oscar Health. It's not a low float, although it feels like a low float. I would have expected on Monday that this was going to be like a low float stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure. I really see absolutely no news on it, so I'm not sure why Oscar Health has decided to move this morning. Somebody knows something. 5 million somebody's know something, or at least they're voting with that many shares. Like you said, up 20% this morning, and it does look pretty smooth on the trading. So, but I can't follow it up with any news. There is news. Janice says there is news. Well, sort of. There are news. I don't know what the news is though.
Mm,
So, if you know what the news is, share with us because I'm not seeing anything.
yeah,
Extension of
extension.
Obamacare.
All right, so
Okay.
that how it helps them somehow. Okay. So there it is. Oscar Health up 20%. I like the pre-market action. Usually that type of news doesn't trade very well. But obviously it's having a good pre-market effect on Oscar Health. These health companies are not great, right? Besides the real big ones like United Health, you might see some opportunities. And even that one doesn't trade all that well unless it's getting great volume. But I like this one today, Peter. I think I'm going to put in a secondary. Typically not something we look at, but I really like the way this pre-market activity is setting up here, and I like the volume as well. We could short it. Yeah, let's secondary for now. We'll see what we can get out of this one. Heading back to our list here, friends. CNC has been on our list prior to today. Let's see what we're up to this morning. It is up 10%, 348,000 shares traded. It just doesn't look good. Very different situation compared to what we saw with Oscar Health. For Oscar Health, it is moving the same way, but a lot more volume. Looks a lot cleaner. The technicals look a lot sharper on that one. This one breaking out nicely here above some of the recent highs and into this huge gap down that we had back in July. Looks like maybe end of June, depending where this thing lands. I mean, just look at that gap down, heading into that gap there. So, Peter, anything good on CNC?
Well, it seems to be the same news here. I guess our top movers are all driven by this same support of any company, medical health insurance company in the U.S. seems to be getting a benefit this morning. That this I still don't see the news here about this extension of Obamacare, but everybody seems to agree. So clearly, I'm just out of the loop. But that seems to be what's driving these, anyways. I'm just trying to find the details here. Extension, how long? For what? What does it mean? I don't know. But
Well, wasn't this all with the shutdown being ended, right? And this got extended to like January, February. I thought this happened a few days ago. What makes today finalized, or what makes it today
well, that's
the
what I mean. Like,
the reaction? Because this was like a couple of days ago. So
yeah,
I
it's
don't
well,
know what.
something must have
Yeah,
happened over the weekend, I'm assuming.
gotcha. All right, somebody felt like now's
But
the time to do it.
none of the actual stocks or the general news seems to be focusing on that. So I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah.
I'll keep looking here.
Okay.
Or if you guys have a link to something that gives me the details, I'd appreciate it. So
Yeah.
the White
Oh,
House will
see,
propose a
that's
two-year
that's new.
extension of Obamacare.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
new. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. That would definitely get it going. They announced that. That
that
wasn't announced some time ago. I think it was only a couple of months. So,
is
uh,
yeah. Is that fact or rumor? I mean, I guess things are trading on it. I That doesn't sound like the White House.
yeah,
President Trump has been beating the crap out of Obamacare every chance he gets. But I guess, you
Yeah,
know,
trade the rumor. Trade the rumor. Hey,
yeah,
why
I
not?
guess
Yeah.
what actually happens doesn't always match the bluster. So
Yeah. Yeah. CNC I don't like. Out of all of these, the one I do like that I'm going to keep on the list is going to be that Oscar Health. Does look good. It's got volume. So I'll watch that one. And that's going to be just on a secondary. I'll update my list in just a second here. But that's the one I'll keep on the list for now. All right, let's continue, friends. Next on our gappers list is going to be, what do we have here? RWRD. Is it the same thing here? We are still in the WeRide. Is this the bike thing? I got on one of these scooters in San Diego. Is this the WeRide scooter thing, or is it something else? So WeRide's
uh,
up 9%, 589,000 shares traded. I could see that company being public. I mean,
I don't
there's
think so. This is
something else.
WeRide Inc. They're listed as a software services company out of China.
Hmm.
They make software for autonomous driving technology. So
Oh.
no, yeah. Company offers a portfolio of 5 core products, including Robotaxi. Whoa. Okay.
Oh. Okay. I want a
Robotaxi.
lawnmower like this right here. Little lawnmowers do the grass every couple of days on AI. Throw out the
It's
actual
funny,
grass. I need that.
yeah. Yeah, look at their 5 products here. Robotaxi, Robobus, Robovan,
Mm-hmm.
and Robo-Sweeper. I mean,
Yeah.
isn't that all the same technology? They're just, anyways, all right. Anyway,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then the Wii Pilot. Yeah.
All right, so there it is. It
Uh,
as far as trading looks horrible. So nothing really to see here. This looks
no.
pretty bad for the most part. So, all right, we'll leave this alone. And any news, Peter, on it, or just
Again, well, I don't know what's going on with me this morning, or at least my news. I don't know. I don't see anything. They do say that I mean, in the last week or so, they've proposed an expansion. But I mean, this was just in a talk from their executive that said that they think that they might have an opportunity to expand into Abu Dhabi, or expand the model that they've piloted in Abu Dhabi, and but they haven't sort of said where they're looking to pilot that I can see. So um, they've released more robo buses in Guangzhou, China, 100 of them. But again, this just feels like stuff that they do all the time, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I seem to be. I feel like I'm really out of the loop this morning. But,
okay? No
but no
worries, man.
RoboCop. Yeah, actually, Raf, you're right. I didn't think about that. Robo
No,
taxi. That'd be awesome if they just slip a Robo Cop in there.
yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. All right, interesting. All right, let's continue. So we have again, it doesn't look great either way. Pre-market action looks horrible and not that much volume. Continuing down here, Pony we see many times on our list today. What are they doing? Oh, not Piney. It's Pony. Here it is, up 7.2, 300,000 shares traded. I don't see anything I like. So very light volume. They are gapping up pretty nice. 7.2 is a nice gap up for this ticker, but I don't see great volume or pre-market action for the most part. I think this could just be, again, the market's been selling off for a bit here. Could be just a rebound with everything else kind of seeing some life this morning. So I don't see anything great on this one, Peter. I'll skip it unless you have anything
I mean,
to share here.
I actually have some news on this one. They have an expanded partnership with a company called Sunlight Mobility. That they are funding a Gen 7 robotaxi, which is slated for deployment once again in Guangzhou before the end of this year, before the end of 2025. So it only gives them like a month and a half. Well, a month, really, I
Yeah.
guess, to deploy it. So that's their plan. You be careful if you live or anywhere near Guangzhou. Apparently, this is the hotbed of place for all these autonomous vehicles. So,
Yeah.
I, autonomous vehicle wars. Maybe they need a robo taxi so they can take out the competitive
Yeah.
autonomous vehicles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, that would be
Uh,
cool.
that would
Robot
be cool.
robot car fights in the
Yeah.
streets.
um, transforming and fighting in the streets. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Chris MC, no man. I mean, I think yes, sex bots are gonna happen, but I'm not worried about the sex bots. You know, people that are into that are gonna do that, and they're gonna keep that stuff in the basement. No worry about that. What I am worried about is
Sex
when you go
bot.
to dinner and say, "Hey, here's my girlfriend." It's a hi, how you doing? I'm like, what is happening here? You know, that's what's gonna be
They
scary. This the sex bots.
that
I'm not worried about that. You know, that's not
doesn't
a
that
problem.
happen in Japan? I saw a little documentary once in Japan where guys were like taking their little sex dolls out for dates and stuff and dressing them
Yeah,
all up.
yeah. And saying, hey,
Anyways,
introducing them as their
why
girlfriend.
are we talking about sex bots? How
Oh,
did this?
it started with this company here, WeRide, and it just went south really quickly.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it went from
I'm like, how
robots
did we get?
to
I'm all open for the conversation. I just didn't know how we got
oh
here.
yeah. This will be a WWW podcast, so we'll leave this one there and let's continue with our gappers list brought to you by
All right.
trainterminal.com, friends. So let's see CLSK CLSK this morning. What do we have going on here? We are up slightly. 5%. This is CleanSpark. Peter, I know we've been watching overall Bitcoin and the prices there and how things are going. It's been up, it's been down. How are we doing this more? How do you do the weekend? I have not seen
Yeah,
what the latest and greatest is.
pretty boring weekend actually. They didn't do much. A slight increase, which I suppose is something, but Bitcoin, for example, right now is sitting at 86,300 after hitting a low back on Thursday, I think it was, of down around $80,000. So again, anything below 100 is disappointing for Bitcoin, and most of the other cryptos, from what I was looking at, seem to be sort of in the same spot where they're up marginally over the weekend, but not by much. They've all sort of made the same dip. Ethereum is sitting at 2,800 dollars. Tether, which is another one that people like to use as a treasury, well, a couple of people use as a treasury strategy. It's ridiculous. It sits right below a dollar. When you start measuring things in a thousandth of a cent, I lose interest very quickly. So, Solana, which is another one that was used as a treasury strategy, is sitting at $130, which is up from that spike low again on Thursday, which was down about $122. So again, most companies like CleanSpark. Why always I struggle with their name every time. CleanSpark. Um, it depends on what their average cost is as to whether they're below water or not. But one way or the other, they've definitely lost value, right? Because from the high, no matter which one of these cryptos you invested in, you had an expectation of increased value, and you're already touting, right, how much money you'd made and how much had gone up, and now it's not looking so rosy. You notice that they're much quieter on that. So, one way or
Yeah.
the other, these stocks typically don't trade well during the market day. So I don't think that'll change today.
Yeah. We'll leave this alone for now. All right, let's see what else we have on this list this morning. Let's skip around a little bit. Then we can. I think we did the top 5 or 4. So, but I want to look at Bob. I want to look at Google, and I also want to look at maybe some other ones that are down here. So let's look at Baba and Google. Then Peter, will go to you, see what you like this morning. Baba, right now we are up 4.1, 833,000 shares traded. Trading has gotten a little bit better. You can see here on the daily, we've gone from really small days, still gapping up and down. Again, all happening after hours or pre-market. But here we're starting to see better intraday trading. So it's a little much better, as you can see, wider candles, wider bars as we get into this area. But again, a lot of this, we kind of know, a day so good like this one was Thursday where we had the massive sell-off. So a lot of stuff traded well on Thursday. We did not need to go to Baba. So I don't know if they're back in play here. Nice gap up, Peter. Any news on Baba or Chinese tickers that might interest us here?
They did have a record number of downloads for their Quen app, which is their AI engine. Apparently, over the weekend, they saw over 10 million downloads, and that is giving them a little bit of a boost. But I don't know. I mean, all these AI tools. There, I was actually I should have saved that. I was looking at a report of the global utilization of AI, and of course, OpenAI or ChatGPT is by far the leader, but there's a lot of competitors that are catching up recently. So we all know, right? There seems to be a little bit of a war, a fight out there for eyeballs in terms of everybody using their favorite AI tools and which is going to dominate. Of course, also with the impending, I suppose, market release of OpenAI, right? They might go public. Everybody's thinking, oh my God, what does that mean, right? What will that mean for the market overall and AI tools specifically? So I'm trying to find this chart because it was actually interesting where you saw all the utilization. Of course, I went through so many of these this weekend. I don't remember which one it was in. Anyways,
Mm,
I'm not
okay.
finding it. In any
Yeah.
event, so yeah, Alibaba got more utilization of their AI bot Quen. I assume I'm saying that right. QWEN. Quen?
Yeah.
Yeah, missing some vowels.
Yeah. All right. We'll leave this alone today, and then let's look at the last one here. Google Peer, then we'll go to you, see what you like. Google this morning already putting in a very nice pre-market action. 2.6 million shares traded. We are up 4% on this one. And I was saying this all week yesterday. Google does not want to sell down. It's getting a lot of market pressure. This thing wants to go up. Another all-time highs this morning. It just wants to go up and up and up. I mean, it is on fire, really. So they're loving this time right now. So I'm gonna have this one on my list, Peter. Anything particularly driving them even higher this morning into that all-time high?
Well, Google's had a run, hasn't it? It's been really moving well over the last little while. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on as there usually is. They're in the middle of an antitrust trial in the U.S. That's coming to a close, or should this week. Last week it was moving a lot on. There's general thought that their actual AI tool was having a little more presence in the market and doing well. They also were showing positive quarterly results, which we had talked about. When did they have that? It was like a couple weeks ago, though, right? When they had their earnings, 2 weeks ago, whenever it was.
Yeah, yeah, maybe three,
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
but
yep.
but I mean, you just have to look at a daily chart to see they've been sort of slowly sort of taking advantage of that, and I think also their some of their some of their secondary assets were getting a little bit of a boost. Google was getting it seemed to me like they were getting some secondary press from, for example, you must know Mr. Beast, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Not personally, I
Yeah.
know of him. Don't know him, but
Well,
yeah, yeah.
well, okay. Well, I mean, I didn't mean you know him personally, but know of
Yeah, you
him.
never
So,
know. We rub elbows with different kind of people.
I mean,
Could be
the,
hanging
the
out
guy
for
that's
Thanksgiving.
started making these goofy videos in his
Yeah.
bedroom has expanded to now it's estimated to be a $5 billion company, and it's all
Wow.
completely on the back of Google, right? So it's just one of these
Yeah.
opportunities, and yeah, I mean he's done a good job, right? And I've had his chocolate bar, for
His
example.
chocolate
I
bars
saw it
are
once and I
really
bought it.
good, Peter. Have
It
you?
was actually pretty
Did you?
good.
I like it. I'll be honest. I like it better than the Hershey's bar. It's
Yeah,
really good.
yeah. It was pretty
Yeah,
good. I have to
yeah.
admit. I had a couple. I had the peanut butter one and just a regular, and it was good chocolate
It's
actually. I didn't mind it.
really good. Yep.
So yeah, yeah, there was a bunch of stuff. Do you know what Mr. Beast? Do you know what his actual name is?
Jimmy something.
Oh,
Uh,
you actually,
oh,
yeah,
I
okay,
know. Yeah, I'm very familiar with the guy.
okay, all
Yeah,
right, Jimmy
I forget his.
Donaldson.
Yeah, yeah.
He doesn't look like a Jimmy to me, but anyways, Jimmy
He does
Donaldson.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. But yeah, but all of that doesn't feel like enough to really have moved Google. So, like I just think that right now people are looking for places to go, and Google feels relatively safe apparently because it's been pretty consistent. It's actually since mid-year, right? June, July. I would say it's probably been the most consistent mover of all of the tech stocks I've been watching in the market.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Oddly, seconded only by Apple. Like if you had asked me in June or July to pick, what do you think are going to be the best moving stocks between now and the end of the year? definitely would, list of the Magnificent Seven or of the big tech stocks, we probably would have gone with Nvidia or something, right? Or
Yeah.
Tesla. But I definitely would not have picked Google and Apple.
Yeah, they're doing very very well. Nvidia not so hot, just kind of stuck here, right? It was stuck for a while, broke out, and then again just right back to this 170, 180 area. So, all right, friends. I like Google. It's on my list this morning, for sure. Peter, let's go to you. What do you like from
I,
this Gappers list today?
John was just talking about how it's weird that, yeah, the Mr. Beast $5 billion valuation, and it's all completely dependent on Google. It is interesting. I was talking to somebody about this over the weekend. I can't remember what context, but I was talking about that, how we've got, Google is in an enviable position. So I don't know, this is not directly leading to their rise here, but it's interesting. Whereas, you used to have like studios that would produce content, and they would invest in that content. They'd take a big risk, right? The movie or show would either succeed or flop, and they'd have to invest in their content. Then you got to a midway point with Netflix, where Netflix would buy content. So someone else, a third party, would take the risk on production in some cases, and then Netflix would buy it, taking the risk as to whether it would be popular or not. But it was cheaper for them to buy than develop, but they didn't have to build it all themselves. In some cases, they would pay for the development of things, but like they got halfway out of the game. And Google's on the far end, right? Where basically it is on the total risk of the producer, the content, right? No matter who you are, you pay for your own content development, and creation, and then Google just lets you post it for free, and they could care less if you succeed or fail because they're playing the law of numbers, right? Somebody's going to succeed, and as long as it all goes through their platform, they could care less. They take money off the advertisers, they give you a stipend, and it's just a small percentage of that. It's a brilliant model, and it's one where they are obviously, I find it fascinating how our society has shifted to this type of business model where you now have millions, literally, of businesses, big and small, who are 100% dependent upon an ecosystem that is privately controlled by an enterprise. And, if somebody changes the rules tomorrow, there's nothing they can do. We've seen some of this issue with antitrust statements against Apple, for example, right? With the App Store. And people, Apple changed the rules, and some people went to court, and in some jurisdictions they won, and some they didn't. But Google, I feel like there's a coming flurry of people who, I don't know. Google's got to play a very careful game, right? Because if they start to um, impinge on the rights of all of these content creators, again, what rights do they really have other than what Google granted them? But when does Google or YouTube, really is what we're talking about, become seen as a public resource?
Hmm.
Which, even just saying that sounds crazy, but I'm an old man. What do I know?
um, yeah, it's interesting stuff. It is interesting stuff. So, all right, I'm gonna stop here as far as the gap up. Peter, aside from Google, I know we talked a little bit about Nvidia, and Apple. What do you like this morning as far as your list goes?
Well, right at the bottom of the gap up list, Tesla just squeaked on here. As it was actually on earlier today, and then it went below that 2% threshold, and now it's back up. I mean, I just like Tesla in general. Uh, Tesla, Elon seemed like he had a few minutes on his hands this weekend. He was busy sending out messages on X, some serious, some not, but he was a little busier than I've seen him in a while. He's been fairly quiet. We talked about this a little while ago. That it seemed like he was sort of, I don't know, uncharacteristically quiet. Anyways.
Mm,
But over the last couple of days, Elon's saying that he feels that Tesla is positioned to outpace rivals in AI chip production. I didn't even know that he was directly producing chips, but I mean, this feels like Elon type stuff. He's made promises before, some of which he frankly has delivered on, some of which he has not, right? We don't yet have robots walking the streets. The robotaxi is well, I don't know. What is the robotaxi doing, right? Gone pretty quiet there. Now he seems to have focused on AI chip, and he says apparently Tesla plans to deliver AI chip design volume production that will eventually make chips at higher volumes than any other AI chip maker. Actually, it says higher chip volumes than any other AI chip makers combined, which grammatically doesn't make sense. But anyways, um, so I don't know. You just never know where Elon's putting his.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Shouldn't
mean, I
we
know that
shouldn't we
they've got
turn
very.
these seats the other way now? I mean, have a
I know
table and
in some of the
conversation. I mean, what's the
designs, the
point of this?
robotaxi design had
Mm-hmm.
that,
Okay.
but
Yeah. This one. Yeah.
I don't think you can in the sedan. You mean like turn around to face backwards?
Yeah, for the robotaxi. I mean, what's the point of having them facing forward and then blocking your view or not having a conversation with someone? I guess that's coming. I'm sure he's thought about that because this just makes no sense, right? Cut this thing off so I can get the view. I don't know. They'll figure it out. But yeah, Tesla on the list always is looking good this morning,
Yeah.
Peter. On as well. Anything else?
Other than that, I mean, we didn't really talk about the semiconductors. They moved well last week. I actually liked the movement. They didn't really go anywhere. We sort of had Nvidia. I mean, had a sort of a big drop off the open. I was able to take advantage of some of the chip moves with that drop. My bet. Remember on Friday, I was holding on to some of my trade on the hopes that it would just go lower and I could keep adding. I traded AMD, not Nvidia, but that it would go lower, and that didn't pan off. It actually came right back all the way back up by early afternoon and stopped me out. So that long-term play, wasn't. I picked the wrong day. Didn't work.
Yeah.
But I still had an awesome trade on it. It was actually a great day for me as I got it short just at VWAP way up there, in the opening minutes and was able to take it all the way down to the lows. So, but yeah, I just like the movement. So yeah, I think they're worth watching. That would be,
Yeah.
top of my list as usual.
Andrew says you would get motion sickness against the road sitting. Yeah, I would not be the one sitting facing the other
No,
way. That will bother me.
no,
Um, on a car that's turning a
I
lot,
know
yeah, I don't
that's.
think that'll be comfortable. Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't. I wouldn't.
yeah.
I mean, it never bothers me. It's like on the train. The train. You get the
Train is
forward
much
facing and the rear
different.
facing seats,
Train
and
is much different, Peter. It is. The train, you can sit facing backwards, much different than a car.
I
Uh,
guess
but we
I
never
don't know.
done
I've
it.
never
I
sat
never sat
backwards.
like that. So, who
Yeah.
knows?
All
Yeah.
right.
Let's ask kids are sitting backwards on their car seats. Who knows? All right, friends. Let's take a look here. That covers our gap up. Peter, gap down. We only have two. Let's go through those and see if we can find anything. So far, not a huge watch list, but I'm looking forward to looking at our usual suspects. Right, the AMD, as you mentioned, the Nvidia, the Teslas, the Apples. And of course, already Google I have on my list because I think that's going to be interesting. So we have Grindr on the list this morning, down 10%, 208,000 shares traded. So what's going on here, Peter? Not looking so good this morning.
I don't know. I have to say, I honestly didn't look this up. What's what's happening? What is going on today? We're talking about Grinder. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So blah blah blah. Oh, so look at this. Grinder special committee ceases engagement with an unsolicited take private proposal from some of its largest shareholders. So, it
Oh.
looks like a bunch of shareholders are looking to try and take this off the public markets. They want to take it back private, and their board put together a special committee, and for whatever reason, they are no longer dating. So, they decided
Mm.
to cease engagement, in their words. So, yeah, I don't know what that means. The proposal had them taking it private at about $18 per share in cash. They would buy out all existing shareholders. This was take private proposal was led by Ray Zage and James Liu, who were the proposing shareholders. And it looks like the company has said thanks, but no thanks.
Mm. Okay.
So,
I'm
um,
surprised
uh,
such a company. I mean, I would think this is small, right? That they're public. So yeah.
I am surprised that this
They
is
don't
a
have a
public
parent
company
company.
too. It
Yeah, they don't
doesn't
have a
feel.
parent company like all the dating stuff together. It's
Yeah,
just they're on their own. That's interesting. Okay.
yeah,
All right. Very good
yeah.
stuff.
A little weird, but anyways,
Yeah.
that could change. Maybe people are going to take it private after all. Really, it's because those two partners apparently couldn't secure adequate financing. So,
Yeah. Okay.
um, but in any event.
There you go. Not really tradable. I mean, look at this chart. This doesn't look like anything you want to have on your list. So again, very,
No.
very. What's the float on this, by the way? 32 minutes. So also on the lower side, no volume. Doesn't look good. The only other one on here, guys, is NVO this morning. So NVO today we are down 9.9. So is this has to do, I guess, the opposite of the Obamacare, right? Maybe, or is this something else? Is it? Are they having an effect, a negative effect because of that? Because all the health stuff
Uh,
is up.
Yeah, no, I think this is a different effect here. In this case, they were trialing the Ozempic against Alzheimer's. There was some suggestion that Ozempic might have some effectiveness in treating Alzheimer's statements. And unfortunately, the drug maker released a statement over the weekend that said the Ozempic improved Alzheimer's related biomarkers, but did not delay disease progression. So, bottom line, it's not really a candidate to help prevent or even stop the progression of Alzheimer's. So.
Okay. I mean, it was a long shot. I mean, we're
It
down ten
it
percent
really
here.
was.
Like,
I'm
yeah,
like I wouldn't have thought much if any of the stock price was based on that, but
right.
I don't know.
This
It
could be this
I
could be
guess.
short lived. This could be short lived because as bad as it
Yeah,
is, I
I would
mean,
think it
that
might be
doesn't
an
make sense.
opportunity, there might
Yeah,
be an opportunity for the bounce back on this one. I mean, it trades decently. It gets
yeah.
enough volume that you could actually trade it. So, Carlos, might be worth watching here this morning. We don't have that many other targets, and with 10.6 million shares already traded on a NYSE stock, yeah, I actually sort of like it better than most,
I'm gonna
put it
put it on the
honestly.
list because again, you created something that was for something, and then you just went to check if it can help something else. It doesn't. You're down 10%? Doesn't sound right. But again, we're not going to
Uh,
trade the news. We're going to trade the price action. I think the price action might be favorable in another direction if the market open allows it to. So I want to have it on the list. Let's see where it goes. Again, tons of volume, almost what, 10, actually 10.5 million. That's a lot.
I feel like people are trying to make Ozempic like the one-stop drug. Like remember, it wasn't an obesity drug to begin with either, right? It was meant for diabetes. And then people started to realize it also had these, weight loss side effect benefits. So it seems a little odd to me that we're trying now to apply it to Alzheimer's. But I mean, there's enough use out there that I guess there was some suggestion that it might have some other benefits. And again, it improved the biomarkers, which said, sort of on the surface, it looked like it was doing some good, but the reality was it was not. It was not providing any longer term benefit. So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
miracle drug, yeah, it's everybody's always looking for that miracle drug, right?
yeah, yeah. All right, everybody's looking for the shortcut. All right, friends, that covers our gap up and gap down. Peter, before we go to our announcements, anything you like as far as the gap down list today?
Not on the gap down. There's like you pointed out, there's very little gapping down today. Almost everything's on the top side. Netflix, the only one stock that I'm really watching that is gapping down this morning. Netflix, unfortunately, has been a disappointing trader ever since its stock split. So yeah, not much to see there. I notice Oracle's also down, but I haven't, despite us talking about it occasionally, I haven't really been watching Oracle that closely.
Yeah. Man, looking at this chart here really quickly, I mean, year to date, you were just mentioning this earlier. Look at Google, 58% year to date. I mean, that
Yeah,
is massive. Nvidia, 33%. Some people thought
amazing.
that we're not even going to get into double digits on these AI companies. And oh my, look how we're doing here. So, really, really good. AMD, Peter, 68%. I
Yeah.
mean, that is massive. Guys, you get this over at trainterminal.com. Click on heat map. You can see all this stuff and many, many more tools. All right, friends. We actually got a couple of minutes. Let's look at what you guys like this morning. Let's take some tickets from you. We'll start with our chat here. See what you like that maybe we have not checked out yet. Let's see here. Let's see if Steve's thrown out some tickers. Steve always throws out some tickers that are like borderline. I know they might work for him, but they're like, yeah, we won't watch. So let me see what Steve got for us this morning. We'll give him a little bit of time to throw that out. IBIT. Let's see what we got here. We've seen this one before. Typically, I don't like trading these ETFs, right? ETF? Yes, ETF for Bitcoin. Slightly down right now. Actually, no, it's up. It's up 1.7 now. But again, typically not something I trade directly. So you can watch it if you like, but it won't be on my list. And you can see here what we've been talking about all last week, just again, the drop that we've been getting lately on Bitcoin. And again, still under 90, Peter. Are we still close to 80? I haven't looked at the price yet this morning. Where are we hanging out
we
there?
mentioned it earlier. We were sitting at 83, I think it was.
83. Okay. Yep.
Where are we at? Where are we at right now? We are at, no,
Yep.
sorry, I lied. $86,013.
Yep. Yep. Okay. There we go. You're giving us actually. Steve is giving us Oscar Health. Actually, Oscar Health, we want to watch. I did mention that's one that I want to look at this morning. They look good. I forgot to add it. Yeah, I forgot to add it to the list. So here's one where me and Steve are on the same page here. Yeah, I do like Oscar Health today. Typically not one that we would look at, but this pre-market action, 6.1 million shares traded now, up 21%. This on the heels of rumors or announcement from the White House about extending Obamacare 2 years. Again, I have not heard that directly from any official source, but that's what's going around. So we'll play it. We'll play the price action and see if we can get something good out of it. All right, let's see what else. United Health, how are we doing there? United Health is a tricky one. They're also up today, 2.1 so far, 236,000 shares traded. Again, a lot of health tickers up this morning. This one is just should be on our gappers list now, getting above 2%, getting above 200,000 shares traded, so it should be hitting it now. So a lot of these health tickers looking pretty good. I like Oscar Health. I like the volume on it. I think that's the one I'm going to play, but pick your favorite out of all of these. I see Hood being mentioned. Hood this morning, pretty quiet as far as the pre-market movement overall. We've definitely seen better. It is up 2% today. Again, nothing really explosive right now. So daily had a big drop on Thursday like many tickers did. Little recovery on a Friday. At least didn't go lower. And today we're gapping up slightly. So I don't see anything great on it right now, big trader, but could be a good one to keep an eye on, maybe in a secondary, because when they do move, they can trade very well. And it is one of my favorite tickers to look at. So you know what? I'll put it in a secondary. Dave is not looking so hot here. Dave is not looking so hot. So this ticker, yeah, not good at all. This is, I'm not sure what you're seeing here, my friend. Who gave me this? Scotty? Scott, yeah, I'm not sure about this one. But let me know what you see because I don't see it right now. CoreWeave. Let's take a look at CoreWeave. CRWV. Put it on the 5 minute as well. So CoreWeave right now, man, it's gone silent at the moment. So we had one big movement here. Since then, it's just been very quiet. So again, a lot of really flat days here. Today, I don't see anything that's sticking out as explosive here on the pre-market. We're up 1.7. Like many things are up between that 1%, 3%, right? Just because the way the market's reacting, given the sell-offs last week, I don't see anything that sticks out at the moment. So we'll have to wait for the market open, see if anything good is going to come out of this one. Let's do two more, then we'll head over to our community events and announcements. We'll look at Rigetti. Rigetti this morning, pretty flat. I mean, not really gapping up or down. Pretty flat for the most part, as you see here. So again, good volume, 937,000 shares traded, but we need more out of this one. So maybe let's give it a little more time. Let's wait for the market open to give it some volume and see where it wants to go. NVTS, we saw this last week be active, but today, no, not today. Today is really not in play. This might go back to its regular low volume trading, right? So unless they have any specific direct news, you got way better stuff to look at. The AMDs of the world, the NVIDIA. There's so many other semiconductors type tickers that we can look at. AMD has been trading awesome. I mean, we saw this on Friday, gave you a nice, beautiful drop opportunity, amazing recovery into the day. I mean, beautiful double bottom if you were still trading during that time. And it's a lot happening here. So NVIDIA, same thing. Nice recovery on Friday. Look at that. I said yesterday, but Friday, beautiful recovery as well. So I'm gonna go with these. And if you want to trade something at lower price, a lot of these have their ETFs that you can trade, right? So they're leveraged stocks you can trade. So be careful with those. But if you want something lower price, for example, like we also always mentioned, you got Tesla. You can trade TSLL, which is much cheaper. The trick here is just risk the same amount you would if you're trading the big account, right? Don't take a boatload of shares just because it's $16 and you could trade Tesla, at a $16, right? Don't go there taking 3,000 shares just because you can. Risk the same amount. So it also helps with the buying power, managing your buying power as well for some accounts. So, all right. I think that's pretty much it. Anything else, friends? I have Oscar, Health, Google, Tesla, NVO, and I got Hood, and then we'll add more as we get closer to that market open. NVIDIA, yeah, we'll look at NVIDIA. I'll add NVIDIA here because, again, although it's not on the main list, we can look at NVIDIA. I'll add AMD to the secondary list. Again, by having some of these like Google, Tesla, I'm thinking about NVIDIA and AMD as well. We'll throw them on the list here. All right, excellent, friends. Let's head over to bearabletraders.com. And when you're there, you can click on webinars. And what this is going to do is show you what's coming up on our webinars for this week, starting off with Monday.
Indeed, which is today. And remember, guys, as we keep saying, it's a shortened week in the markets, which means we're going to have a modified schedule here of activities. However, Monday doesn't change. In fact, I'm going to need Mike later on to let me know how this week is going to change. But for today, we have two things for you. First, the Market Atlas class talks about order flow and how you can manage that. Atlas is one of the tools available at tradingterminal.com, and it's a great asset. Carlos and I have been using it now for the last couple of weeks and starting to understand how to incorporate it into our trading and quite love the data that it gives. Nathan's going to help you through that in the webinar room for all of our elite members at noon today. And then for all of our new members and returning members who just want to better understand the community and how you can get value from it, plus, a little sort of trading 101. How do you get started? How do you configure yourself? How do you get moving? Carlos always leads that session at 8 o'clock Monday nights. That's in the onboarding room for all classes of membership. So the onboarding room, everybody can go to. Hopefully you'll join him there tonight at 8 p.m. That's what we got. Like Carlos mentioned, Trading Terminal, it's got all sorts of stuff, not only the heat map, but the scanners that we use in the morning, the Atlas tool he just mentioned. Of course, it's got the simulator and the replay tool where you can replay any stock from any day to get a feel for how it moved on that day. Lots of great stuff in there, let alone news and educational information and a calendar of events and your economic data and all that stuff, all available, tradingterminal.com. And if you want to join us at Bear Bull Traders in this community that we keep talking about, the best place to go is our website, bearabletraders.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the page and you can find out how to get access. The Black Friday sale is in effect. I guess Black Friday is this Friday. I'd be curious, does anybody actually go out shopping anymore, or is it now all a virtual Black Friday? I remember in the day where you used to go to the store and people would like beat the crap out of each other for a TV or a pair of leggings, or I don't know what the heck would happen.
Yeah,
I seem crazy, but
wild.
never shopped on Black Friday. I know some people did, and they thought it was, they thought it was awesome, and I just sounds like insanity to me. I would just see the pictures on the news of these people swarming the doors of whatever store it was, and I'm like, really? Like, anyways, it seemed crazy. Anyways, well, you don't have to go storm the doors of anywhere to get the Black Friday sale here at Bearable Traders. You can just go to our website and you can see the two different offers we've got. If you just want the Bearable Traders offer, that's the one on the right. On the left, we've got the integrated offer where you can get the boot camp, the Bearable Traders community, and of course that funded account, all included in one price. So go check it out. You can get all the details on the website. Or if you've got questions, we're always here. Just ask us. We're happy to help out and give you all the details. So whatever you do, trade smart, pick the right one, and hopefully we'll see you in the community sometime soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Peter. Yeah, I don't think the doorbusters. They used to actually call them
Yeah,
doorbusters. Yeah, people
doorbusters.
are
Yeah,
really
that's true. They
busting
did, didn't they?
doors and
Doorbusters specials.
stomping over people. It's just madness.
Z-
I never done it.
Zephi said that they'd worked one of these days. The police had to come for a PlayStation release. So there you go. That's yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like those are the ones that would always make the news, of course, right? The ones where somebody got injured and or the police had to be called because, fist fights would break out over like they wanted the last one of the things that was on sale, whatever it was, or like, and I'm
mm,
just yeah, it all seemed way over the top.
yeah.
Said I
Too much, too much. Um, All right, friends, let's get some levels in here. Let's start with Oscar Health, and then we'll hand it off to our traders in chat. We have Andrew and Brian joining us this morning in the chat room. You can join them, as Peter mentioned just a few minutes ago. So,
Our
what
members are
happened?
going back, man.
Going
They're
back to what?
remembering Elmo. They're remembering Cabbage Patch Kids.
Oh,
Were
it's
the I guess
wild.
those, yeah, whatever the hot tool toy was, right, of Christmas.
Yeah,
Often I guess
yeah.
this was sometimes a release, or they would have like a
This was
number of
uh,
them available.
this was the Toys R Us era. You guys remember that? Where
Oh
Toys R
yeah.
Us was a big driver. And what these companies did was they's like, this is exclusive for Toys R Us. So Amazon didn't have it, and they
Right.
made this toy hot. So you couldn't get it on early Amazon or on the internet. You had to go into Toys
Yeah.
R Us to
I
get
mean,
this version. My goodness, I
pre-Amazon.
tell you, I did travel some places to get some stuff, because it was just like they wanted this Barbie doll house, and I traveled. I was one of
I
those, but
I
that's
have to
over
admit,
with.
I think
That's over.
I only ever had to do that once. I don't even remember what the thing was, but mo fortunately, most of what my kids wanted weren't the mainstream stuff where you had to go to like 8 stores and you'd beg people and pay a premium for it. It just never really had to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Then Amazon came along and said, no more of this nonsense. Get everything online whenever you want. No more of this. Bye bye, Toys R Us. Yes, RIP. Great store, man. Love that store. All right, levels. Let's get back into it, friends. Let's start with Oscar Health, which I think looks very good today. Typically not one of our tickers, but today I think the fun will be there. 1770 is the high of the pre-market. The low slamming into the previous day close and highs and lows for the last two trading days. I'm going to slam a level here at 1405. I think that's a good area. You got a little bit of support happening there in a couple of days. I think it's worth noting that. And then above that, we do have 1486, great area here. And then we start getting into probably before the pre-market high, 1592 is a good one. Towards the top, in case we do break out, 17. And also we have another big level over at 1879. This thing has ran up in the past before, hoping that today it can do so. Again, we got a nice gap up 20% with 6.5 million shares traded. All right, let's take a look at Google. It's just incredible what this ticker is doing, friends. I mean, all-time highs again this morning. High of the pre-market, we're sitting at 314. So we'll put one there. Towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last two trading days surrounding the price action. And you have no other levels up here. I mean, it's just awesome what this thing is doing. So in the pre-market, you could pick off some levels like this one here. It could be a nice one, 310. So I'm going to put a level there just in case, but for the most part, that is all you have on our good buddy Google here. Let's take a look at Tesla, hoping this one can trade well today. So if we look at it this morning, we are pretty much stuck on this day. Look at the back and forth we're getting just around this $400 mark. And actually right at 400, you see it right here where the pre-market high is. You are getting a nice level there as well. So I'm going to mark that. You can see plenty of days using that as support and resistance right on this. So you want to have that down. That is your pre-market high 483. Towards the bottom low of the pre-market, it's just 396 above a lot of the levels. Previous day close as well. And towards the bottom, you got the low from Friday all the way down here. And then if we look towards the top above the pre-market high, 4 11 12, and then the big level. Look at this big level here. Tons of stuff happening there. Look at that 422. I mean, can you ask for more touches? Support, resistance, support. I mean, it's just a lot happening there at 422.18. You want to have that down as well. And let's look at NVO, and then we'll look at NVIDIA. NVO, big drop today. I think this is again, overreaction. 41.28 is the price. Highs and lows are surrounding the high of the pre-market. You do have another level at 45.06. And then below this pre-market low, we have nothing for quite some time. We're going to a weekly all the way back to 2021. We're just going to get some levels off the weekly here, 39.18, and then right over here, 37.82. Once you do that, I think you are set on NVO. Last but not least, our good buddy NVIDIA. So right now, surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days, I'm just going to mark down the high of the pre-market, 18.15. The low is on the previous day close. Do not need to do anything there. And then as we move to the left here, we do have an area right here at a 176.19, and then below the low of the pre-market. I'm sorry, the low from Friday, 169.60. Once you do that, you are set on NVIDIA and looking forward to how these are going to play out. All right, see Andrew and Brian are ready with their, actually, yeah, there it is, Brian, with their list. Peter, tell us what they're watching today.
Yeah, our mods are starting to get their list in. Again, shortened week of trading. Just to remind everybody, we have no economic data for today. And then the markets are closed Thursday and only open half day on Friday. And we're going to have a lot of our team winging their way to Thailand, including you, Carlos. So it should be an
Yes.
awesome time. So that'll be a lot of fun at the end of the week. But for right now, people are watching things. So Andrew's going to be watching AMD, PLTR, Google, NVIDIA, and OSCR. Brian also trading live with Andrew this morning. He's going to be watching Google, Tesla, PLTR, AMD, and OSCR. I'm surprised both of them are going to be watching that. We'll see if OSCR does anything interesting. It's a wild card. Megan's going to be watching Hood. We've got my list that we already talked about, and Phil is going to be watching Google, NVIDIA, Apple, and Bubba. The rest of our mods are getting their lists ready and going to post them. Let's hand over to Andrew. We only got about 2 minutes until the open. We'll let him go in the chat room, and we're good to go here on YouTube.
Yep, absolutely, friends. All right, friends, let's get ready to rock and roll. 2 minutes to the market open. We'll get our setup ready as Andrew and the team get ready in chat. So awesome. Yeah. All right, let's do this here.
NVO. What have we got? What is it gonna move today?
I don't know. Should be good. When is the Santa Claus? I was trying to Google the Santa Claus rally. I always forget what days that starts. It's much later, right? We're very early.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's normally only technically it's the first trading day after Christmas until sort of like the first week of January. So
yeah, okay. All right, we'll see how that plays out. Let me get my list in here.
All right. NVO getting a little bit. There's my 1 minute. So we got 1 minute to the market open. NVO is getting a little bit of a pop. I hope we haven't missed that.
Yeah, NVO, man. I think it's just such an overreaction, man. Hopefully this thing waits here for us.
Yeah, I want to pull back. If we got to move, it would be great to get move down to about 43 again. And then
yeah, that'll be a good spot, man. Anything under 43, then showing support up will be nice. All right.
No.
20 seconds, friends. If you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. Really appreciate it. It does help out the channel a ton. So again, hit that thumbs up and thank you so much.
I gotta do that.
All right. I hit the button way too early.
I was gonna say,
but there it is.
There's my bell. There you go.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh my God, you got.
My goodness.
Like, what the heck? What is happening?
Hopefully you didn't go long on that bell. Check your clocks. I'm sure it's.
All right, NVIDIA pulling back.
All right, let's see.
Wow, we got Apple moving higher, NVIDIA and AMD pulling back. No volume yet on NVO.
Okay. Yeah, NVO's not getting there. Oh, there it is. Oh, come on. Come on.
Yeah.
How you do that?
It's just good. Is it just gonna go without us? I don't know. I'm still waiting for the volume and the pullback. I'm not gonna chase it here. I don't.
Tesla going. Oscar Health going. Oscar Health is tough. We need that thing to settle down here a little bit. This is all over the place right now. It's not trade. I don't like the way this trading like that. That is not clean. Trading. Who is this clown? What's going on here? Are you one of us or you're not? What's the deal?
We got some. Yeah, I think the volume happened right at the open there on NVO. It's not all that exciting though.
Oscar Health is messy. It's got potential, but man, it is like. Yeah, look at the way it's messy. Yes, look.
Yeah. There's a big candles all over the place here.
Yeah,
that's tough. That's why you got to be careful with these stocks, right? That jump onto our list. They can be good, but you just don't always know how they trade and how they're going to react to this type of attention. So, getting interesting. A move down here on NVIDIA.
All right, let's see here. Cool. I gotta stop looking at Oscar Health. I just gotta stop looking at that thing. Let's focus on. Yeah, because it looks it's moving, but it's just not trade. The price action is very difficult to read for me. All right, here's
Look at
NVO.
Tesla. Tesla and Apple both green this morning.
Yeah.
Google.
Andrew
Trading
is
Google, it looks
long
like.
Google. 1 minute ORB there. Nice pop.
Yeah.
Partial already into that pop. Oscar Health is just messy. I expected so much better out of you, Oscar. NVO. NVO is doing some stuff here.
Doing
Andy's
some stuff.
looking at AMD.
No trades for me yet. Haven't found anything that PLTR moving higher, Carlos, this morning.
Oh, let's add PLTR to the list. See what we got going on there. NVO pulling back. Oscar Health did go below the VWAP here. What? Yeah, I'm looking at that as well. PLTR is gone, man. It's a great pop here. Andrew, crushing Google today, friends. Here's the chat. Again, you can get access to all of this. Very simple. Head over to bearbutraders.com. You can see Brian and Andrew. They're live trading with commentary. And also all day. We're on all day. All these moderators here are on all day trading and looking at things, right? So definitely check it out. We're just, me and Peter are a small piece of the bigger pie here. All right. All right. See, now you went too far. Okay. Now I gotta stop you. Remove this individual. There we go. Now you go bye-bye. All right. Let's continue here. POTR, Hood, NVIDIA. Ooh, NVIDIA. Look at NVIDIA. This is nice. I like the VWAP type setup here.
Yeah, I was watching NVIDIA. Andrew's gone long in NVIDIA
I
looking
like
for a break
NVIDIA.
over 180.
I'm
was
going
watching
long,
it. I was
man.
thinking,
I'm going.
there's the move through 180. Ugh, dang
Yeah,
it.
let's
There's
do
the
it.
move. I didn't have the guts to do it. It wasn't quite my trade, but I saw the opportunity there.
Optimal entry would have been here. This is our setup. I'm way far out, probably like 40 cents above what I should be, but this is looking great.
Yeah, that's the area that I was looking at. I just
that's the
didn't have the
spot.
guts to pull the trigger.
Let's see, 180.55. Atlas is looking beautiful, friends, to the top side. So we should get there. Hopefully we don't test our entry here too much. But let's see here. Atlas is so in our favor. We're gonna start digging into that 180, hopefully 180.55. Right where I have my level. Right here, right in this area is where Atlas has the most orders. What is that? That is pre-market high. Pre-market high. Let's see if we could get up there and test that. Yeah, big orders at 180.50. Slightly a little bit below that. All right, let's see. Well, this develops. How did Oscar Health do? Oscar Health, I'm sorry, NVO, nothing. And Oscar Health, that's just not really tradable. I mean, it looks clean now, but man, that price action was so jumpy.
Yeah.
It's really bad. Okay, here we go.
3 minutes were pretty rough.
Oh, come on.
It touched that level, Carlos.
It touched. I wasn't quick enough. This is where limit orders really help you out, man. If I would have had a limit order there, maybe I would have got filled. Maybe. Going for another shot here. Okay, we're not going to be slow this time. There it is. Parts are there. And let's see if we can get a move higher. What's the next level? Next level, it will be, I have 181.50. That seems like a stretch. 181.50 is the highs from on a daily level. All right, let's see. Let's see. Andrew is on Google call or put. No, he's in Google long. No, he's trading directly the equities, not options. So there is his where's his trades here? No, that's not it. Here. Here's his trade. So he's in long. I'm assuming 1 minute engulfing. I mean that is beautiful. Off the VWAP, that is nice.
Yeah.
And then here's his Nvidia, also in here, very nice. And look at the partial. Let's see if we could break this 180 level we have going on. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, baby. Very
There you
nice.
go. Now you got the move, Carlos.
Very nice. Yeah. 180. 80 here. So yeah, nice pop there. Another partial. And there's also look at Andrew's partial. We're the same place here. Partial up here as well. The top. Let's hope this could hold, man. I don't like the selling pressure we keep getting. Settle down, Nvidia. Settle down. Yeah, look at the rejection at 180. It was just look at
Wow,
that.
that was a
Going,
hard
yeah, it's a
rejection.
hard rejection. I'm gonna give it a little room. I'll give it 179, 179.60. See if we're gonna bounce off this VWAP. I don't think we are though. I don't think we are. I'm gonna get out. I'm getting out. So getting out here for 179. I think it's gonna drop lower. I really don't like the selling pressure. Let's see if we were right. Um, that's a shame. Good trade, but we definitely could have made a lot more if this thing would have went the other way. But
Yeah,
man, look at
yeah.
the didn't last long. Look at the engulfing on the 5 minute that's trying to build right now. That is should
Yeah.
have flipped my position. Oh, I should have flipped my position. Look at that.
That's
Peter.
pretty harsh. That's pretty
Yeah.
harsh. Yeah. That's easy to say in hindsight, though, right? Like,
Yeah, it's
coulda,
yeah.
shoulda, woulda, right?
Right.
You know, the initial entry was good. The pullback, you can't start chasing things around too much, in
No.
my
You could
opinion.
get in so much trouble
Yeah.
flipping out of nowhere like that. Like if I want to go short, wait for your
Right.
setup. Our setup here is the break of the VIA, which we did already. Let's wait for the pullback and then the confirmation, right? Or if you're trading it for a previous day
Right.
close breakout, whatever your strategy is, just trade a strategy. Oh, this looks weak, man. Wow. What is going on? Is AMD doing the same thing or is this just an Nvidia deal? Um, AMD, no, AMD's actually long. Look at AMD, friends. Peter, have you dabbled into anything yet, or you just
No, no, I
okay?
didn't. I missed the entry on Nvidia, and I wasn't going to chase it. NVO,
Yeah.
of course, never gave us a pullback and hasn't really done much, in fact, so didn't miss much there. So I'm happy to just wait. I'm going to wait for maybe
Yep.
the bigger moves a little bit later. Uh, I've had a lot of good luck in the morning recently, and good trade on Friday, obviously on AMD. I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to force it
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Agreed.
Feel like I'm pushing
Uh,
my luck. So.
yeah. No, you've been crushing AMD short, man. So nice. All right. So what was my thought process? VWAP breakout. So this is our breakout strategy. Normally doesn't happen this early, but you can clearly see here VWAP breakout, pullback, and then this is usually the confirmation candle. Peter wanted to get in right in this area, which is the correct entry somewhere in this 179.60, 179.40. That's the most optimal entry for this strategy. So I'm chasing a little bit here. Thankfully worked out. We got a couple of partials and stop a break in, but this is what the strategy that we're looking is that VWAP breakout. Not a perfect one, if you're asking. No, we definitely seen better setups than this one on that strategy. So,
Yeah.
but the volume looked good. Atlas looked good. So we took the trade. So I'm sorry, I'm showing you the 5 minute. I'm drawing the 1 minute and showing you the 5 minutes. So here's what I was drawing. This area here. You got breakout, and then our entry, our most optimal entry is right in here, right? As close as possible to this area where you have the actual break, the you know the what we call a confirmation candle, right? So see, this is looking interesting, man. For sure on Nvidia. But there's so much happening here. You got the previous day close, which can become support. But this breakdown, retest of the VWAP, and this setup here, actually, if we couple of trades here, Peter,
It's
couple of trades that we can, a couple of setups.
yeah,
The
it's
5 minute ORB, VWAP breakdown.
what I
I mean,
yeah, I don't like where it sits right now. That I call it the no man's land, the
yeah,
zone normally between VWAP and previous day close. Uh,
yeah.
can be dangerous. Now we're starting to break down, so maybe this thing's going to go lower, but I don't know. I mean, this is where it's bounced twice already, so see what it
Yeah,
does
I
now.
think I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It could be a not sorry,
Easy
sorry,
kicking yourself, Carlos.
not a 5 minute break. This is a low of the day, right? Low of the day, break of the previous day close. A few things in here. It's messy. It's a little messy to
Right.
take a trade here.
Yeah.
So, I don't have a category one or what we'll call a eight eight ace let me see. Let me
What are you trying to say?
see.
A plus?
Looking, hold on. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to see if this is an entry. But no, yeah, A plus setup. There's not. It's not one. Oh, but I think it's short. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm looking at it. I'm like, this
I
could be.
know.
I can't even
You
talk.
really
Can't
want to
even
go
talk.
short this thing.
I do.
I
I
know.
do want to go short this thing, but I don't
Your
have a
mouth
A
is not
plus
working.
strategy. No, no. My brain's taking over the senses. It's like you can't even talk. Goodness. All right. Friends, just hit the thumbs up. I don't even know what to say. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube, and we appreciate it. I did it myself here. Can we get
Carlos needs it.
600 today? Can we get 600? We're sitting at 242, but we have almost 1,100 people watching. 600 will be like hitting a grand slam for us here. So if we can get to 600, that would be awesome. So let's see.
That would
Let's
be
let's
awesome.
let's
That
shoot
would
for
be
it.
awesome. All right. We'll see where we go. Guys, yeah, I don't know, Carlos. I don't know about Nvidia. I mean, it looks like it might want to go short now, but again, I
Yeah.
don't have a great setup. There are a bunch of orders sitting down at 175. Now, that's a couple of dollars below the current price, obviously, but that's where I see the biggest liquidity pool. So, that's the biggest liquidity pool, in fact, at any price that I can see
Mm-hmm.
here. So it doesn't mean it's going to go there. I mean, that would be a $3, $4 move from where it currently is. So
Yeah. Yep.
I'm really skeptical, but also want to wish Raf. Apparently, it's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to Rafsilla.
Rafzilla, yeah.
Okay, happy birthday to him. Awesome.
Go Rafzilla. Somebody
Happy birthday to
used.
Raf.
It was great. Somebody who created this. Oh, posted a excellent AI generated image of
Mm-hmm.
Rafzilla. I've got it here, Carlos. If you look at that, there you go. There's Rafzilla.
Looks good. Yeah, there it is.
So,
Happy birthday to
yeah,
him, man. Awesome.
yeah. All right, let's go back. Keep an eye on Nvidia here.
Yeah,
Want to
Nvidia. Uh, Nvidia PLTR looks good. Possible VWAP breakdown. We did break down the VWAP. Here's the pullback we're getting. Could be a decent one. What's the previous day close on this thing? Oh yeah, I'm thinking short PLTR, Peter. Yeah,
hmm.
short PLTR. Let's see if we get the breakdown. So I'm short. We did get the signal for like a little bit. We pulled back quickly. Hopefully, we get below and break down for 157.80. So someone call this out in chat, guys. Beautiful breakdown here. And then you can see the pullback. And then here's our confirmation candle. Stop loss 159. So give it a little room. It's about 60, 70 cents. And let's see if we can get the breakdown. What level is this, though? I don't like the fact this red line is here. What is this? This is the high from Friday. This is the high from Friday, so that's not good. We'd love to break that if we can. That's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good.
Whoops.
We
Wish I'd
gotta,
looked at that beforehand.
yeah, I wish I
Okay.
would have checked what that was before going in here. Let's see. Let's see if the VWAP is going to do its job and push it lower. 159 is our stop, so we're ready. It's going against us here.
I was worried. It felt like maybe you were revenge trading PLTR because you missed the NVIDIA
No,
short.
Nvidia's, yeah, no. This actually looked pretty good. I'm surprised if it doesn't work. I'll be surprised. Yeah, I'm gonna get out. But it looked pretty good, man. Um, but no. Is the VR representative of individual stocks only or indexes as well as like the SPY and the Qs? Well, no, this VWAP is just for the stock, right? So
Yeah.
it's just for the
Yes.
stock, yeah. Good question
Yeah.
though. No, is it for real, JC? All
Wow.
right,
You know
hold.
what's moving higher here is AMD. It's just a slow climber this morning. It's
AMD and Google, man. Google were great.
Google's
As well.
surprisingly good. Yeah.
All right, so we gave some back here. Oh, I'm going back short in PLTR. Back short on PLTR, guys. So I think now might be the time. So back short on PLTR for the VR breakdown. We went back and retested this 159. This stopped me out, but I still like it for short here. Now we're breaking. Let's see if we can get. Now the key here is not to think about the loss here. Don't think about this. This money's gone. Play the strategy. Take your parcel where you need to. Sometimes we as traders like to make our money back. That's not gonna happen, right? I try to hold longer to try to make more money, right? That like you do that. Like you're like, oh man, if I
Yeah,
get to one
absolutely.
fifty, if I get to
Absolutely.
156.50, I cover
Oh
this
no.
loss. No,
Oh
don't trade
no.
that.
Look at that. Oh
Don't
no.
trade that. What are you looking at, Peter? I don't want to look.
Yeah, you don't.
Is it Nvidia?
Maybe. Maybe.
Oh man, I knew it. That thing looked weak, man. I'm telling you.
Uh,
All right, we're gonna just focus on PLTR. I'm not gonna look at the top left monitor. We'll leave that alone. All right, let's see. All right, so partial
oh.
here. Um, what's the next level? Previous day close is pretty far down. 155. So I don't expect that, but the low of the pre-market. I love the pre-market is pretty down too. All right, so let's just play the price action. Worry about levels in a second. 157. What does Atlas give us here on PLTR? Let me pull that one up. Let's see. Do we have anything down here? Someone was asking me if for trading terminal, there's a 7-day trial, guys, you can take advantage of. So if you want to see what that looks like, and I believe that gives you access to Market Atlas as well, so you can pull up, the Market Atlas. If you haven't tried it, just go sign up. 7-day trial, see what it looks like, check out all the tools, and if it's something you like, lock in that price, lock in that. I think it's $99 for all the tools that you have right now, and I'm sure there more will be added. And usually, what Andrew does is when he adds new tools, if you've been fathered in, he's not going to increase your price, right? So if you like the tools now, it's only going to get, but it's only going to get more valuable for you, right? So if you like it, jump in, lock in the price that you have now. Includes everything except the funded account. You can buy into the funded account if you're interested in.
PLTR and NVIDIA are moving very similarly
Yeah,
today.
this is going
Interesting.
against me now, so it might stop me out here on a PLTR.
Oh,
Just
excuse me.
came popped up to the VWAP,
Yeah, it's
Normally I
not
would
getting a
jump
big
out here. It's
run, is
not,
it?
yeah, it's not getting the big jump down. So let's see here if we can hold. Just we're right there, just above my entry.
Microsoft dropped. Hmm, interesting.
I'll hold to about 158.75. I don't want to get wicked out again like we did here. So 178.75, I'll jump out. Let's see if we're just going up here and testing the VWAP and coming down. Not sure. Not sure. This candle will be important. It's got to go down. If it doesn't, it'll break VWAP. If it doesn't drop here, all right, yeah, we're gonna be out of it. All right, man. So it's just a couple partial and stop out, partial and stop out, and then stop out. Like nothing is going. Oh, look at Nvidia. I haven't seen this right here. Look at this drop.
But
176.
it bounced just like PLTR and at the
No,
same
yeah,
time.
now, yeah,
So
now it's bouncing. Yep, yep.
which is so they're moving together. It's interesting how there's a bunch of stuff that's moving differently. Like PLTR and NVIDIA are moving similarly, but then you've got Tesla that's doing something different. You've got Apple, Microsoft, each doing their own thing. AMD, like just you don't often see such independence on so many different
Yeah,
stocks. It's I mean, none of
agree.
them are giving the type of move that I like yet, but it's interesting how different the moves are. Very interesting to me. Oh,
And we're less than 30 minutes in, so plenty of time,
yeah.
guys. Don't rush anything. Um, let's see, AMD, Google, and Tesla out of the gates were pretty good, but Google was incredible. I mean, this was very clean because I can see myself taking a 1 minute golfing here. I was just not focused on it when this took place, right? So unfortunate. Um, you guys took the Tesla bounce off of VWAP. Nice big trader. Yeah, Tesla is doing Tesla things here. So nice big bounce there. 407 to 411. So again, just be careful with the number of shares you're taking if you're trading this, and also you have the option to do TSLL. If you want to do a cheaper stock. Again, just be careful. NVO. So not a great day. Nvidia was awesome, but then it collapsed. But not a great day so far. For
No.
me, not a bad day.
Yeah.
Not a bad
I
day,
mean,
but not a our opportunities are
I mean,
not running.
as usual, Andrew's managed to find all of the good trades, and
I
he's doing
know.
great. He's doing great, but that's just typical Andrew.
It's typical Andrew, man. He took Tesla long early on. He
Took
took
Tesla a
Google was
couple of
his
times.
yeah, Google did
Yeah.
him very well. Um
He's
and
still on
yeah,
Google, and then he re-entered Tesla at VWAP, which I didn't see the bounce move there, but he had confidence in it, and that worked
yeah.
out for him again. So
So Candy, what you could do is take less shares, like risk like literally like $20. So just take less shares for that 1 minute in golfing, or even less, risk like $10, just to get the practice in of the execution, because you do have to execute pretty fast, and that's the one thing you have to practice. Or trade in a sim, see how you do in sim, and then when you actually go in with live money, just take less shares, because there are some really good in golfing 1 minute patterns. So that 1 minute in golfing is really nice. Wow, I think PTR is going back low, but I can't join here now. This will be chasing. 158.25 would have been a good entry, but like anywhere in here is decent. Here now,
mhm.
below that, you're in a bad spot, right? Because the risk to reward doesn't make any sense. So even if it keeps going lower now, if it breaks down to like 155, this would not be a good entry below that for me, at least for me. So,
OSCR has finally decided that it's wanting to move. In case anybody's still
oh, look at
watching that.
that. Yeah. Jillian, POTR is pissing me off. Yeah, POTR is playing hard to get today.
It
It
is
really is.
not, yeah, just not an easy trade. I
Yeah.
mean, you can
Yep.
sort of look at it now and you can see the sort of lower highs,
Mm-hmm.
lower lows, right, as it's moving down here in a range. But yeah, it's not an easy. You'd have to be playing those bounce plays, which is
Yeah.
not easy to get the setup. At least not the way I trade.
Um, shouldn't risk be slightly uncomfortable instead of very low so no emotions get kicked in? No, I think when you're practicing, for example, if you're already trading live, if you're already trading live and you want to try a new strategy, but you're confident enough that you want to risk a little bit and still trade it live, just risk less, right? Because you're really just practicing your execution, making sure you can read the market properly. Um, then
Yeah.
once you're comfortable with the execution part of it and reading the price action, then put on risk that you might be slightly uncomfortable with. But at first, as you're practicing the strategy itself, again, if you don't want to do it in sim, recommend you do it in sim first. Some people don't like to go back to sim once they're already in live, right? And I get that. They feel confident enough in their skills to trade in the live environment, even when they're trying something new. Just reduce uh, the the shares, right? The amount you're risking. Then eventually, if you want to you know, make it worth your while, you got to increase risk. So I agree. You got to feel a little bit uncomfortable. But now when you're trying something new, this is my thing. Um, let's see here. Yeah, pure TR. I don't get it. I can't do sim. Been live too long. Yeah, I trust me. I get that 100%. I get that 100%. Um, I remember when Andrew one time somebody asked him because he was done trading very early. He's like, "Why do you what
Oh,
just go back, just go to
one
trade in
sec.
sim?" What happened, Peter? Oh, Peter. So like, oh, just keep trading in sim for us. And he's like, it's not the same. He'd rather trade smaller, risk less. It's hard if you've been trading a couple of years in live to go back to sim. There's something mental that just doesn't click. It's like it's sim, so I don't know. It's just weird. It really is. Um, couple of things at VWAP, NVOs at VWAP here. Not the best setup. Tesla sideways, Google sideways for now. Oscar did move up a little bit of sideways at the moment. Um, yeah, that's what it takes. It's a little weird. Um, and going back to them, it can't take it seriously. Yeah, that's what happens to a lot of people. Yeah, look at Oscar Health. Look at the drop here. It's only 20 cents, but it's just the price action is so weird. Tesla looks like it wants to go higher. NVO breaking out here off the VWAP. Nvidia heading back to the previous day close. So yeah, yeah. Sim
We're
teaches
getting
you
some.
bad habits. Yes, yes, it can. It can. Once you go live, it can.
It
It
can.
can.
I
Um,
mean, it's not Sim's fault, really,
yeah,
but it's easy. It's easier to develop bad habits in Sim,
yeah, yeah.
unfortunately.
I agree. This is why the funded account is so crucial, man. Because you get hit with a lot of realities. The commissions, how things trade, the mental part of it of not wanting to lose money, right? You get a taste of that, and just to be frank, the stupid things we do as traders to try not to lose money, comes out, and you get rid of all that stuff before you put real money in the line as far as your own account. So, uh, actually, I think that's better than sim in some cases, right? So, you want to put you don't want to go live, do that first. You're gonna get a real taste of what things are like. Learning is easier in sim. It's easier if you're doing it right, Sandra. Agree. If you're doing it right, it's much easier, right? Because you're not getting hurt for real. Um, but you got to do it right. Agree. All right, looking for a setup here, friends.
Watch
I
it.
don't see
Yeah, watching
anything like.
Andrew's trades
Hmm.
here too. He's
Yeah, he's
happily in Tesla, and it's working well for him.
he's crushing today.
Yeah. You don't keep him down for long, right? He wasn't doing so good at the end of last week, but doesn't take him long to figure it out again, and he's back in the game.
Yeah. As my son will say, he is cooking. He's cooking.
He's he's cooking. I
Learn.
like it.
I love it. I love it. So my son is into basketball, and he loves a lot of basketball YouTube
Okay.
videos of players. And there's one guy that when somebody gets crossed over or takes a good shot, oh, I'm cooking, I'm cooking. So he's running around with this cooking thing now.
Right.
I'm like, oh, okay. So what the kids are into, we gotta learn the terminology, stay hip.
Right.
Wow, everything is just north.
I know. It's
Nvidia at the
suddenly
VWAP.
suddenly
I
things are
like
going
Nvidia
higher.
now. Look at Nvidia, Peter. At the VWAP and at the previous day close at the same time here. I mean, they're literally just cents away. So this could be interesting. If the market wants to go long, this could be a spot. This could be a spot. POTR going. Yeah, POTR also breaking out. Qs are breaking out. How's the SPY doing? SPY's breaking out. And AMD is flying, says my buddy Fabio. Yes, AMD was good all morning. AMD is good all morning. I feel like I traded a lot, but we're not it's a lot of break even stops. I feel like I take a lot of trades today. I don't feel like I'm over trading. So I will look for another opportunity here. It's only 10 o'clock. I've got plenty of time. I like the NVIDIA setup here. If we can pull back and go higher off the previous day close and the VWAP, I think that could be nice. Peter, anything you love right now?
Nope, nothing I love. Admittedly, I'm just watching and waiting. Tesla's feels like it's getting to a high here. I don't know how much higher it can go, but I'll keep an eye on it. See if it gives me a topping pad. A little early for my Mountain Pass, but that's sort of what I'm looking for on it.
Yeah.
AMD maybe hit a reversal point too, but
Mm-hmm.
not yet. Not yet.
Here's NVIDIA. I'm going to give it a shot, friends. If we get our confirmation, 179.50. We'll have to give it $1. So at least 178.50, but I'm waiting for the confirmation. I know it seems like we traded a lot, but I'm looking at our P&L like we're right there. It's nothing happening. We all these trades they haven't done anything for us, good or bad. So we okay, here we go. All right, long Nvidia,
No,
178.50.
he's back in.
Back
All
in.
right.
And let's see. So long Nvidia, VWAP breakout, and previous day close breakout as well. So we got two things happening there.
Yeah, they're
both in
both right
there.
at the same level.
See if the bulls can take us at least back up here, back to 180.80 is where we partial last time. So see if we get that move up there. Will be awesome. Won't expect a big run because everything I touched today is like quick two partials, back to break even. We had one stop up, but everything's been partial, break even. So let's see. Cheers, Carl. I know I'm trading a lot. Am I trading a lot? Am I over trading? I don't feel like I am. Doesn't feel like it. Mr. Chabby B on YouTube likes the entry. Yeah, let's see. See if we get something on it. Dude, I went to 7-Eleven today. We ran out of milk for the kids. I woke up early and like, oh, no milk. So I went to get 7-Eleven because they like their cereal in the morning.
Ooh,
And
that's
I'm
expensive
like,
milk.
yeah, it's expensive milk. That's the emergency. You're not gonna go to
Yeah.
go to 7-Eleven. And
Yeah.
I get the milk, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? I see this line. It's like 5:30, 5:45. There's this line of people with coffee, just coffee cups. I'm like, is the coffee that good? He's I'm like, I gotta wait anyways. Let me go make a coffee. So I go, and I even make a coffee. It's just basically pour black coffee into a cup. I get a large cup in case it's good. I give some to my wife. It actually was really good. It was actually 7-Eleven coffee. Was actually really good. I
Okay.
think it might be better than Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Might be better than
Uh,
Dunkin' Donuts. So
wow.
I'm gonna try it again tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. But
Is it just like I guess the question is it just that 7-Eleven? Like does that guy make some good coffee or is it their coffee that is good, you know?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know, yeah.
That is a
Yeah.
very good question.
I guess it doesn't matter if that's the only one you're going to go to, but it could be one of those where you're traveling and or you're telling us and like
Yeah.
there'll be like 50 people out there all going to 7-Eleven tomorrow going, what the hell is Carlos talking about? This stuff is crap. It's road tar.
Yeah. It makes a difference.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no idea. I,
Carlos is anti rant. No, I love rants. but but yeah, let's see. All right, Nvidia's pulling back on me. 178.50 is my stop. Market is pulling back. Let's see if we can hold the VWAP and the previous day close. We got two things here that can hopefully hold us up. Um, if not, we gotta stop out 178.50 right in here. We gotta bail out. So let's see if we can hold right there. Add some chocolate in your coffee. No, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you, though. Not at my 7-Eleven. Yeah, no, I could see some 7-Elevens not being great. So yeah, don't take that as uh a lot of discretion when you go in there.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would think so, you know, because I mean,
Yeah.
I've been into 7-Elevens where they have those hot dogs that look older than I am, you know, spinning on the little rack there. And I'm like, oh my
Oh.
God, like who is the desperate person that actually buys that hot dog? I don't understand. Like, anyways,
Oh, come
maybe,
on. Nvidia, damn. But yeah, I
may,
see that thing rolling there for like 8 hours. Like who's that
so
hungry?
they just look like I can't, I don't know. I guess somebody at some point must buy them. Is that like, it's the drunk guy at 2 a.m. that buys it, right?
Oh,
Like I just don't
nothing
know
is
who else is buying that thing.
nothing is working today, man. For me, nothing is working. Ah,
If I
stop
ever
that
worked
on
in the
Nvidia.
trades, I'd buy them too. Maybe. Maybe. All right, fair enough. You're right. I've never worked in the trades, so I don't know. I'll grant you that.
Mm. It's just it looks so wrinkled sometimes. Like I think that's too hot, man. You gotta bring it down. Bring it down. So, oh boy. But I have been uh I have eaten some very shady places in the past. Been very slightly intoxicated with a bunch of boys, and we have eaten in some very interesting places. And we only noticed that
some
after we
some
look at the
shady
pictures the
places.
day before, the day after we look at the pictures, we're like,
Or the day
what the
after.
hell? We ate there. We sat on the floor on the street in Savannah. Why? Why do we do that? Yeah,
Yeah, I guess
that's
that's funny. I mean, at the time, it felt perfectly fine, eh?
awesome. Best meal you ever had.
Yeah, 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 right. Oh man, I was watching Tesla here, looking
Oh,
to see. I don't. I
jeez.
was thinking of a short Tesla, but I didn't take it. It didn't give me enough confidence. Maybe
Oh,
should have taken the
it
risk.
is nothing. I'm not in sync with the market at all. We were green, we were red, back green, and now we're red again. It's just like, and not by a lot. It's just we're just battling back and forth between our profit line and just these trades. Like nothing is working. Mm. Well, just the stocks we picked have not worked today. So how are you guys doing? You guys having better luck than I am today? Peter's having great luck. He hasn't touched anything, so he's doing awesome.
Yeah,
But how are you
yeah, it's
guys?
going
How are
great
you
for
guys
me.
doing? Goodness. Best says hell no. Terrible for Jillian. What else we got? What is the view app setup? Alex, I have a whole video on the view app setup that I can send you. It's on YouTube. Is that part of the Lambos and garbage truck, or is that out to everybody?
Look at that. 412. Oh, well, I did not take this trade.
Not great. Says premiere views. Yeah, so people are not having the best of time. One loss, one win. Yeah, I'm one loss, one win. One loss, one win. I'm just back and forth, back and forth. Now we're red. We gave um it's even hard to say all the profits back because we barely made profit in Nvidia. It was like such a small win compared to what it could have been. Um, yeah, lesson learned. Okay, great on Google. Or yeah, if you traded Google, yeah. See, that was if there's any not like luck, but there's any well, yeah, if there's any luck in trading, it comes down to you picking the right horse. Like this is a great 1 minute golfing pattern. You took this here. If you had breakout, I mean, just goes, never retests your entry, right? And you can see this exact same setup with the exact same indicators on a different ticker, and it might not work out, it might end up here, right? So, yeah, if there's any luck, is picking the right horse, and this one was it today. Um, very, very nice, very nice. Tesla, yeah, Tesla breaking higher. Oscar Health. So AMD, PLTR. Yeah, so I got one, two, three, four trades today. Four trades, two tickers. Actually, not that bad, actually. But it is
Not
a
too
little bit on the
bad.
higher. Yeah, not that bad. It's on the higher end for me as far as how many trades per day I take. Man, Tesla. Andrew still in this? Andrew still in Tesla? I would think so.
No.
Peter, what's the best advice for having the courage to hold on to your trade? Taking 10% uh, profits, partial profits, doesn't work for me. I think I'm scared from bigger losses in the past. Ooh, yeah,
Taking 10%
Peter.
partial doesn't work for you. So you're scared from. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean when you say taking. Does it mean you don't take partials at all, or is it the 10% number that doesn't work? Yeah, I mean, if you're scared of bigger losses in the past,
Yeah, he's scared
why
from
would?
bigger losses in the past, I think.
Yeah, but bigger losses makes you afraid of taking profits? I'm a little confused. We'd have to talk that through. Look, sometimes it's just practice is the reality, right? Like you've got to sort of just say, here's what I'm going to do today, and try different things. Maybe you say, you know what, today I'm going to do. Today I am going to take no partials at all. I'm going to go all out at 2R. And you could set different rules and just test them out, see how they feel to you, right? Like, so here's what you do today. Here's my rule. I'm going to enter a trade. I either stop out at 1R loss. As soon as I get to 1R profit, I will move my stop to break even, and I'm going to get all out at 2R. That's it. There's your rule, right? So that you know exactly what you're going to do. It's either going to be a 1R loss, a break even trade, or 2R. You only have three options. And then just try that for a day. See what it feels like. You may say, God, that was horrible trading. I hated the feel. But try something else. You know what I'm going to do tomorrow? And then, try a different approach. Just give yourself some rules. The trick, so you're going to do two things in this process. You're going to figure out what you like to trade, what sort of feels good to you that you're going to be able to manage effectively, but you're also building discipline in the process. Because you know what? It's probably not going to be one day. So I'm being a little glib and saying, all right, today you're just going to do the first one, right? 1R loss, break even, 2R profit. Um, because you're probably going to find you're going to break the rule. And you're like, I know I said I was going to do that, but I'll take 50% off right here. Well, you just broke your rule. Now you need to start over again, right? So try and practice setting some really fixed rules and see how it goes. It won't be lost time. I said I think that's a good way to approach it. So give that a shot.
Yeah, agreed, agreed. Scar, not scare. Yeah, I think you're scared, but we can go with scarred if you want. I'm kidding. I read it wrong because I read it fast.
Scared and
No,
well, you could be scared and scarred.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. No, no, we get it, my friend. We get it. Um, we get it 100%. Yeah, Peter,
Yeah, so Tesla,
where you broke it down
Tesla
is
popped higher.
it's the way to go.
Tesla, Nvidia's back at VWAP and previous day close. Interesting how they're hanging out all together here. Um, but, so Nvidia is not doing much. AMD, while it's had a good rise over the course of this morning so far, the last 10 minutes haven't been much of anything, really just moving sideways.
Yeah, don't. Mm.
What else we got? Tesla, I'm watching. I was looking at Tesla for that reversal I talked about. I'm glad now
Yep.
that I didn't take it because it did end up deciding to go a little higher over 415. So it did make it over that 415 mark.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't see anything I love here. Nvidia tried to get above the V up, previous day close, went back down here a little bit, but don't see anything I love. NVO did pop up, but didn't really run that much. So yeah, pretty yeah, we'll see. Do you think Tesla is reversing? Well, Peter's waiting for it, right? He's checking for his
Uh,
signals on it. So
I am, and I'm
yeah,
not really seeing anything awesome yet. So
yeah.
probably shouldn't be surprised by that, but it's still early. We're only 20 after 10, which is early for my trades. So not worried too much.
We're almost at 600,000 subscribers. We're right. We're there. We're getting very very close. If you're part of the YouTube
Hey,
feed today and you're
where are
not
we at?
subscribed, definitely subscribe.
Oh, man.
We'd love to have you back, hanging out with us here. So we're almost there. 599,373. So that is our number so far. That is what we have. Are we still giving away a Tesla 1 million subs? Yeah, why not? I love giving.
Why not? Sure.
Sure.
You
Well, I
do you
love
have
giving,
do you have the
and
authority to commit that? Sure, why not?
I have a
Let's
banner
commit
that
Andrew's
says,
money.
yeah, I have a banner that says that we're doing this. So if it's in the banner,
Yeah,
if it's online, it's got
yeah.
to be
It's
true.
got to be. Frankly, it's not that hard to convince Andrew to do these things, so I guess we can
Oh no, Andrew
make it happen.
loves giving. Yeah, he loves
Yeah.
giving stuff. Not his Lamborghini, but he'll give out Tesla. Yeah,
He was
loves
talking
giving.
about giving it up. I mean, not to somebody, but it's just a lease, right? So his one
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
He's
He
had
was
it
in.
for.
Yeah.
I think it's a year or 2 years. Maybe it was a 2 years. He's had it for that long.
Mm,
He's had it for a while now, and he's talking about just letting it go. I mean,
yeah.
sort of makes sense. Let's face it. Lamborghinis, especially a Lamborghini SUV, it's one of those things that you're like, all right, well that was fun. Now let's get back to having a
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
car.
I mean, does Andrew even drive? I think he flies
Yeah.
more than what he drives. Where he drives to?
Well, I mean,
He
he's got to get
runs
around
everywhere.
town. He
He
goes to
runs
the he
where?
goes to the spa, I know, occasionally, and
Oh, okay,
maybe
okay,
there's a
okay. I
if
see
there's a
that. Yeah,
restaurant,
yeah.
if there's a
Yeah.
restaurant that he not close by.
Okay, I can see that.
Uh,
I think he drives. I think he has more flying miles than driving. I'll tell you that right now. I could almost bet on it.
yeah,
I could bet he
he's got
flies
to
more than he
drive to
drives.
the mushroom shop.
He does not drive to the air. I cannot see Andrew driving to the airport, leaving that car in the airport parking lot.
No, I don't think he. I think he
No, no, you
takes
don't do
the.
that. No, you take an Uber, man. You don't
He
do
could,
that.
and they actually have a good train. You could. I don't know how
Oh,
close
you
the
do?
train is to him, but they got a train
Okay.
to the airport in Vancouver that you can just
Oh,
jump on the
did
light
not know
rail.
that.
Yeah.
Did not know that. No, I'm not going short Tesla. I don't usually play these reversals, man. So I usually just let Peter do those. So if Peter sees something ground, he'll call it out. But reversals for
He
me are not great.
he's got he doesn't have a real sports car. He's got a Lamborghini SUV. It's
To Peter, nothing's a sports car unless it's a Porsche. So
well, I mean, admittedly, I'm a little jaded. It's
yeah, yeah,
got to have the uh,
yes,
but then
yours.
again, I mean, I drive my car all over the place, and it's funny because I love the Porsche. Mine's an older model. It's like 23 years old, but it's still a supercar. And I'll take it to the grocery store. I take it to the gym. I just I just drive it like a normal car, but and nobody notices. It's not like if you're driving an actual Lamborghini or a Ferrari around, everybody notices, right?
Oh
You
yeah,
drive a
yeah, yeah.
Porsche, if you know cars, you might notice, but otherwise you'd be like, whatever. So,
Yeah, it doesn't
which
have
I'm
that.
okay with. I'm not
Yeah,
looking for
yeah,
the attention. I'm just looking for the fun. So
yeah, yeah. Let's see here. So at CIFR, range
most of
breakout
my
to the
car
top side
pick.
or downside. Let's
Um,
see.
let's see here. Here's here 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 I am on the track. I can't really post it, but here maybe Carlos can put it up on the screen. There you go. There I am up on the track. You can even have my license plate. I don't know what you're gonna do with it, but
Nice.
there it is. There it is. So
Love it, love it.
and but it is winter, so she's asleep for the season. Although I haven't wrapped it up. Normally I put the cover on it and put it to bed for the winter, and I haven't been able to do that this year because the winter hit so quickly. Didn't have a chance to wash my car, and I don't want to put the cover on it with it unwashed because then it just gets the inside of the cover dirty.
Mm, mm.
Just sitting in my garage. First world problems, right?
First world problems.
Yeah,
Uh,
really.
so trading confession. Yeah, I'm looking at this one. I don't know, man. It can go either way. I think it's strong right now, but it is getting toppy. Looking just at the chart here. So I don't know if we can break out anymore. You are up 15% already on this thing. So it's traveled a lot already. Um, I'm not sure. You said it's mimicking the spy. Uh, maybe now it might be. At the first it wasn't. At first it moved pretty well. So maybe now it might be doing that. As kind of volume dies down a little bit, not too much. Things start kind of just following whatever the overall market is doing, right? So we see that a lot. But for the most part, I don't. I can't tell which way this thing wants to go at the moment. AMD VWAP breakout. Yes, actually does look interesting. I probably won't take it. Let's see how it sets up here. Let's see how it sets up. NVIDIA did reject off the VWAP, so couldn't break out here. Rejected here and here again, and let's see if it can break this range, right? This range 178, 177.80, and then you have a level low of the day, which is 176.48. So let's see the continuations there. Like the setup is great. Like I would take something like this, but the continuation has not been there for everything I touched today, right? So it's been entry partial stop out or stop out, and then what's a PLTR, entry a stopped out, entry partial stopped out. So we haven't gotten to that
Yeah,
second
you haven't
good
got any
partial.
good moves.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the
Uh,
second, third partial. It's like okay, you really start making the trade work for you. We haven't got that today, so
yeah, yeah, that's when you get the good moves.
yeah, it's been
I'm
choppy
keeping
so
an eye on.
far. Depending on what you're
Uh,
watching, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Peter.
Keep an eye on things here at a couple things at high of day, like Tesla and Meta. Actually, we haven't talked about Meta today, but it made a little bit of a late move, choppy right at the open, but um,
Yeah,
it's right at the high
look at
of day now.
NVO,
So
man. NVO is interesting.
NVO, yeah, but a
He's
little
ready to start
not
closing this
not an
gap
easy
down.
move. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe that VWAP move, but I that would have been hard for me to take. I don't know. Would that be a trade you might have taken, Carlos?
I actually was looking at it when it was taking place, and I was thinking about it. I didn't
Okay.
like how low the volume was, um, but I
Right.
did like the
All right.
setup here. It's just the volume seemed a little low for me, so I didn't pull the
Mm.
trigger on it. Please post a link to join Bearwood Traders. Absolutely. Head over to bearwoodtraders.com and you can join there. So I'll send you a
There we
link
go.
here.
Tesla back at high of day.
There it is. You could get more in our community.
This might be an entirely difficult week to trade because you got to keep in mind it is Thanksgiving. It feels like it doesn't feel as Thanksgiving-y this year compared to most. I don't know. Is that just me? Is it?
It
I
feels
don't know.
pretty Thanksgiving over here, Peter. I
Okay.
mean,
All right.
it
I
depends what
mean,
your
it's
plans
not.
are, right?
Yeah, yeah, true. I think it's because last year at about this time I was going to Colombia, so I was really focused on that and the big trip. So it was like it was exciting for me because I had trips
Yeah.
planned, right? And
Mm.
so,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
now I got nothing, and that's that's bumming me out because I
Well,
am
you could have went.
jonesing
You
for
could
a
have.
trip. I
You
gotta
could have
tell
went
you,
to Thailand.
I know.
You still can.
I promised my wife I wouldn't. So
You
that was
promise. Yeah, if you promise, that's it.
short.
It's done deal.
Short answer is no. Yeah.
That's a done
So
deal. Yeah, you promise. It's done. Yeah.
NVO high of day now, pushing
Mm-hmm.
higher finally.
Yeah. See that, man? It's breaking out nicely. It's gap down of seven
Did do
percent.
it.
I think it might start closing this gap here, down from this morning. So we'll see. I think this was an overreaction, um, on the news that we talked about earlier. Uh, so yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate you being here. It looks like it's your first
Yeah.
time, so appreciate that. And yeah, subscribe. And also, if you want to join Lambos and Garbage Truck, that's available too. Tons of good videos. We're building a nice library there of videos for members. So head over to bearwithtraders.com/YouTube and you can hit the join button next to the subscribe button by the page there. So nice library of videos. I'm working on a ORB, just like we did the VWAP one. I'm working on an ORV one for you guys as well. So we'll get a bunch of stuff up there for our members. And email me. Let me know what you want to see. Like what videos do you guys want, right? Because I don't want to make videos just to make videos. Let's make videos that you actually find useful and that you can find some value in. So email me, hey, I want to learn about this. I want to know about that, and then we can put something together for you guys.
All right. You know, for I don't know why, Carlos. When I opened my platform today,
Mm-hmm.
what was on my screen was MP.
Oh, front and
So
center.
if you want to see something that looks pretty ugly today,
Yeah, this is
uh, if that makes you feel any better.
this is pretty bad. This is very
You
ugly.
know what moved? What moved right off the open? Something else that was on my screen this morning when I opened my platform. Rigetti, good move off the open. Interesting, and then it sort of retraced all the way back down to the open price, and now it's all the way back up again. but it was the only smooth move was that first one right at the open. But it just that would have been really hard to trade. But interesting, sort of up and down, up and down. So,
ABCD pattern. I could make a video on the ABCD pattern. I don't trade it myself, but I would like to see a video from someone that actually trades it because I think there's more power if you actually trade that strategy, and you
yeah.
constantly like I could do a video for you. I know what the pattern is, but when you have someone that actually trades it and they live it and they do it every day in the markets, there's more power in that. So we'll find someone in the community that does it. Another moderator. Um, the 1 minute golfing pattern will be part of the 5 minute ORB because it's within that strategy. So I don't think 1 minute golf on its own is a video, but within the 5 minute ORB, which I'm working on, we can include the engulfing pattern of the 1 minute because it's breakouts, right? So
Oh no,
breakout
see, I can't.
breakout
No, I
strategies.
can't do that. Oh, what the heck? Issues affecting options quotes. Blah, blah, blah. I just got a note from DOS Trader
Mm.
about options quotes. Let's get off my screen.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I got it
I was
too.
just yeah,
What's
there you go.
this
Just
about?
popped up.
Okay.
I'm watching Tesla. I was looking for Tesla for a short. I sort of like the pattern here at high of day, but then I looked at the Atlas level 2 information, and all the orders are to the top side. Makes it it's good. Good. I think Atlas might be keeping me out of trouble here. I don't know where Tesla's going to go, but we'll see. Yeah,
Mm.
see, it is pushing to a new high a day. I still, it looks like it's topping, but it's not definitive. Hmm.
All right. So if you trade options, be careful. Some kind. I don't trade options, but there's some kind of issue affecting quotes. So
Issue, yeah.
there's our DAS notification. Just sent a minute ago. All right.
Andrew's
Amy,
still
that's
long Tesla,
ABC.
so
He is
nothing else.
beautiful.
I'm going to use that
Beautiful.
as a reason not to try and go against him.
Using the Andrew indicator. Smart.
Yep.
Have you got the regretty? Have you got the regretty? Yes, yes. Tesla on the move. NVO trying to get on the move. Nvidia, nasty. Just horrible. Google going sideways a little bit. Had a great move out of the gates here. Not doing a whole lot right now. And Oscar Health, same thing. Just not doing a whole lot. And even though this move here was nice, man, the price action, the way this thing was trading is just very brutal. Hence the reason why we don't really look at stocks like that, like this one. But today, pre-market action looked great.
Where are you going, man? What
Did
the
not
heck?
develop into the market open. Ben, you traded TSLL. Very nice. Good. Very nice. Nvidia gave me the best two trades of the day. Awesome. Is there any difference between training videos on BBT and TT Academy? I think there might be some overlapping. BBT though, BBT is like full organized educational videos. Like there's if you're a beginner trader, you want to get started and you don't know anything about trading, you got to go BBT community and get those videos. I mean, I think there you're going to get everything you need from the basics, from the intermediate to the advanced courses, very well detailed. In Trading Terminal, you're going to see some stuff that there's also some basic courses there too. And you also have some advanced courses you can purchase as well. But I think that's the difference. There's some courses that are available there that are not as structured as it is with Bearwood Traders as far as the learning, right? And the access to the
Yeah,
chat room. So I think
right.
that's one of the plus with the BBT community. Um, so
Yep. Plus, you get to talk with all the cool people over there.
yeah.
Heck, there's one
And when
more
you
thing.
join, yeah, when you join Trading Terminal, you're gonna get access to like the tools, right? The tools is the big thing with Trading Terminal now.
Right.
You have the academy there, but the tools is what you're going there for, right? Now with those tools, you're gonna get access to a couple of basic videos, right, to kind of help you work those tools, learn some strategies, try with the simulator. But if you want a full blown trade book, that's going to come from, or learning how to trade is going to come from Bear with Traders. And then if you want to
Good
really
morning,
get into the boot
Carlos.
camp, hey, good morning. Let me get to the
How
chat.
are you doing?
Then we're
Yeah,
doing
if you can
good.
put it in the chat room as well, that would be super nice.
Yeah.
How
All right,
was
guys,
your
let's get
trading
Andrew,
into
day,
it.
Peter?
looks like you've had a good morning, Andrew. I
How
haven't traded yet. I'm still watching, waiting for a good trade. Carlos has been up and down. He's had some good and some bad. So,
how
yeah.
come you haven't traded, Peter? I thought that we converted you to uh
Well, only when I find what I like, and I didn't find it today. So I'm trying to stick to my rules, show some discipline.
nice.
So.
So hard to please, huh?
I
Right.
am. I am. And
All right.
unapologetic about it.
Yeah, nice. Well, I had a pretty good day. Brian also had a really, really nice day. And
Yeah,
I made some really good money today thanks to Mr. Tesla. So this is I had made $4,000 on Google. NVDA was not great, 1,800, and Tesla was 6,500. I have some still orders on Google and Tesla. So Tesla, a little bit of shares, average is 410. Google is 12. So pretty good sitting here. And I think Tesla wants 417. I have some order at 417. That would be nice to get. Um, Mr. Pezim had a really nice trade on Tesla. He called Tesla right at the open.
yeah,
I jumped in a little bit late.
yeah. I saw the move in the pre-market. I was mentioning in the trading room as well. Tesla was starting to move up even before the market opened, and I always like to see that. That seems like a good sign for a continuation higher. So I was watching it pretty pretty focused on it right at the open, and it just kept going up. Watching Atlas as well, levels kept showing up there higher. So good. It was a good confirmation that the price was going to continue to go higher when we opened. So yeah, it worked
Yeah.
out quite well.
So to do quickly the recap, I'm going to actually do a recap later and post it on YouTube. But you guys can see my screen. Brian called Tesla at the open. So Tesla, usually what I would do is I would go with the 1 minute pre-image breakout, but I didn't catch it. So I'm kind of chasing it here at a fairly small size. I didn't go heavy on this because I was kind of I knew I have to give them this was my risk. So a fairly smaller size popped up kind of started partialing, 412 was the level through the daily chart. And then it came down at my break-even point and I got to stop that. So this was my first trade. Obviously, the last stop was at the break-even. And then it kind of held the pattern. I went long again, dropped. I added more. And my stop loss was if we lose the VWAP. So the question was if it was, we didn't lose the VWAP, popped up. So I started partialing for the breakup for 12. Partialing the market atlas was also helping me really nice. I added more at 413 for the pop about 415, and I'm still in there. So this was the second trade turned out to be the most profitable one. And it did actually at 920. So if you look at a 2 minute chart, for those of you who know what 920 is that's exactly the 920 that it would have been a very amazing place to go along. Brian did mention that it could be a 920 below the VWAP, but I didn't add right at
Mm.
920. And I just got filled at 417 right now. So that was
Yeah,
my Tesla
Tesla just
trade. Um,
Tesla's probably going to go to 420 today.
it looks like it's Elon
I
Musk's
mean,
favorite number.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Then we go to the next really good trade that I did was Google. Again, if you go to 1 minute chart, Google was gapping up an all-time high today. Obviously, a very, very important level. All-time high. You always trade based on all-time high. It did sell off a little bit, came up above, moving averages. Sorry, squeezed above the VWAP. I went long at 311.90. And I never really added on that. The high of pre-market was at around 313. So partial at the high of the day, and it started partialing slowly going up and all the way up to, sorry. all the way up to 317. I still have some order. Oh, sorry, it went up all the way up to 318. So this is all-time high. This is no man's land. You really don't have any levels, so you just have to go based on what you see. There's one thing that I noticed that is on Atlas today, we couldn't find, when you zoom in, I didn't see more Atlas between the numbers. So usually we have like 319, 50, 75, but I didn't see anything. I can't zoom in more than that. So I asked my developers to look into that. If it's the data issue or it's the aggregation is a little bit tricky. Let me see if I can change the aggregation here to 50 level. Oh, it's because it was the aggregation. Oh, sorry, I'm an idiot. Anyways, I'm an idiot. So that's it. They're gonna laugh at me, these idiots. Oh. And we had NVIDIA as well. So one last thing that I want to mention is that NVIDIA, we did one trade on NVIDIA popped up. Oh, NVIDIA, this is the most important mistake that I did, guys. So NVIDIA popped up, I went long, partial some, and then this is the most painful thing that I gave some of the profit back because when it came back to my break-even point, guys, I didn't get stopped out and I gave actually some of the profit back. So this was a loss that it was painful. That's it.
Yeah.
Brian, what else did you
Apart from
trade?
that, I did a bit of a trade on SPX on the SPY options when we lost the
Oh,
VWAP. That was more of a scalp, but then yeah, just because it just didn't. It seemed like maybe we were going to head lower, and then we just came right back up again. I tried to take a SPY long because it looked like we were going to break out, and eventually we did, but we just ended up consolidating for about a half an hour or so, and I just didn't feel like I had an edge at that point, so I got stopped out of that trade. Um, a small loss, but again, the Tesla trade was probably one of the best trade. I also shorted Nvidia. Um, I did a bit of a nine EMA rejection right around 955, and it pulled back. But then I was concerned that it wasn't going to go back to low of day, so I just covered the first drop and then covered the rest when it started to hold. So, basically a couple trades, but it's all about managing risk as well. Don't want to have a good day and then have it turn red.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right, guys, any question
Tesla's
about
got
the
a big
trades that we did? Tesla is ripping. Sorry, Q's
yeah,
are
it's got a
ripping
big order.
lately.
Yeah, Qs are going up. Tesla's still there's a really big order at 418.
418, yeah. So the Atlas at 418 is definitely holding there. It's really consolidating, so it's kind of disgusting, but so David is asking, what was the strategy? So all of the strategies were opening range breakout. So 5 minute and 1 minute opening range breakout. So these are mostly my opening range breakouts. So the 5 minute is easier. 1 minute is a little bit more tricky because it's more choppy. So both of them are essentially opening range breakout for me.
Yeah, you at the open, obviously looking at opening range breakouts, but then when the day goes on, obviously those trades aren't opportunities anymore. So, I look at levels like VWAP trades. I like the 9 and the 20 EMA on the 2-minute chart as support and resistance. So look at those trades. And of course, we have Camarilla pivots and previous day high, low, and close.
Yeah, so somebody also mentioned in the YouTube is that guys, I highly recommend to wait for a few minutes. The 1 minute is a little bit tricky, so I prefer you guys not to trade 1 minute in range breakout or take way a smaller share size that you would do naturally. But the 1 minute is super choppy, very difficult to manage the risk, and especially if you don't have sorry, if you don't have a lot of experience. In managing risk, it would be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, the other
So,
thing too is when you're trading, if you're trading the 1 minute, you don't know if it's going to be a choppy day or if it's going to be, truly a like a breakout day like we got. So it's better to wait for a minute or two just to see if a trend is developing. Because I've seen lots of days that stocks will pop up, and then immediately it will reverse. They'll come back down, then they'll move back up again. So you've got to be. That's why it's better to wait for a couple minutes, because if a trend is establishing, like Tesla, getting in a little late isn't going to hurt your P&L too much versus getting chopped up. No, actually, Ajit, I hope you're liking the book, Swing Trade book. Yeah, it works for definitely works for day trading too. I mean, it's definitely a trade I look at for a setup. Double tops, double bottoms. Peter's got this he calls it a mountain pass. He has some very specific criteria for what he calls a mountain pass, which is essentially a double top. It's a double top, but he also has to get some volume confirmation as well. But yeah, all those patterns are, they work in short term. They work in the short term as well as short term charts, as well as long term charts like dailies and weeklies.
yes. What a beautiful day.
Yeah, it's been really nice. We've got a massive options position at 6,700, which is probably going to be where we may be headed today on the SPX.
Bonds are
That'll
also
be Yeah. What are the bonds doing? What's
they're gapping
TLT
up a
doing?
little bit, 0.420%.
Good. Like Jita, glad you're enjoying the book. Hopefully, always appreciate for people to read our books. Always appreciate an honest review on Amazon when you're done. Okay, Tesla's pulling back here. Looks like this could be a place where Tesla will bounce after we there's a really big order at 415, so we may come down and tap that order, get a fill on that, and then bounce back. Some of it disappeared. Yeah, there's some large liquidity at 410, 415, 10 and 415. So wouldn't be surprised if we tap that before going back up.
Yeah, exactly. It's been
We,
Tesla has
uh,
been
we
pretty disgusting.
yeah,
So
But
Um,
actually, we might, and now we might start to move up here.
um, but it was a very decent move at the open for pretty much everything. Like
Yeah,
IWM is 1.3%, SPY 1.2. Um, so beyond is 86 cents is garbage. TQQ is nice at the open. I was thinking of taking TQQ, but nope. So it's Thanksgiving weekend, guys. Is Wednesday short trading day?
no,
It's not, huh?
no, it's just it's Friday.
Yeah, markets are closed all day Thursday and then only open until 1 on Friday.
Oh, okay. So that's it. So yeah, Thanksgiving week, guys. I just want to say I'm very thankful for the community. Uh, they changed my life a lot. So I'm really, really grateful, guys. You're spending some time here with us. You can be anywhere. There's so many other communities, so many other YouTube channels, and I'm really grateful, guys. I'm really, really thankful for the impact that you guys had in my life. You made me a better trader. I learned a lot. Your accountability made me to be, don't do crazy things. And uh, yeah, again, thank you. It's a good time this week to be grateful about what we have.
For sure.
The only person that I'm not very thankful is Peter, kind of. Um, but he's not
Yes,
here, so
that
we can say whatever we want.
yeah, the 6,700 is the level I see on Spot Gamma.
So Tab is asking, what's a good criteria to find a good trading? I think mostly the volume is the most important thing. Order flow is something that you really want, and the volatility. So these three things you want. So for example, something like INHD is having a lot of volatility, but it's a low float stock. And based on experience, we know that low float stocks are very difficult to manage risk. Plus, getting in and out of this stock is 1% up and down because it's $1. The spread is 1 cent. So when you use market order, in and out, you're down 1%. So you got to be very careful on trading these stocks. There are some communities that are absolutely focused on this. I think Warrior Trading, they're trading penny stocks really well. Ross Cameron is one of the best penny stock traders. Timothy Syke is trading like that. But it's not me. It's not, at least I know most of our community, leaders, they don't trade these kind of penny stocks because it's really, really difficult to manage risk on them. So we are looking for volume. And before 2019, before pandemic, we were really looking for stocks in play, like Google, for example, gapping up, for all-time high and trading them. But after pandemic, something that happened was, the volatility went so much higher on certain group of stocks that you can pretty much every day you can trade NVIDIA, AMD, Tesla, what else? Now PLTR after PLTR became so popular. So these are trillion-dollar companies that are pretty much gapping up and down every day 4 or 5%. So that means a lot of opportunity to make money out of them. It wasn't like this in 2019. So when they pump
Yeah,
so much money to the system and there's so much and every month, like every year, US market is paying $1 trillion in interest. So where is that money going? It goes back to financial market. So that's why you're just getting this kind of volatility. So and now there are leverage products. You can TSLL, TQQ. I didn't know about TQQ before pandemic, but now TNA. These are all the things that I learned in the last couple of years. We made a lot of money on it. We lost a lot of money on it as well. Um, but again, this is our style of trading. I'm sure if you go to other educators or other things, people are, specifically focusing on futures, specifically focusing on, complex options trading, and they're all correct. I think they're all amazing. But for me, equities are the best. I think they're the best. They're easiest to learn. And, you're guaranteed almost every single day there's something popping up and down. The people who trade only futures or only like crypto, they will have some difficulties in in life because there are some really good number of days that nothing is moving and you're just getting chopped up left and right. Yeah, futures is coming, maybe this week. So the futures on Market Atlas is coming. So pretty much maybe this week is going to come. It will be an additional data package on it because CME group licensing is different from NASDAQ. So the people who want to trade based on futures, they need to subscribe to the new licensing agreement with CME. So futures are easier than stocks. Like I'm not really a future trader, but um, Brian, what do you think? Is trading futures are easier than stocks? This is a good question for Thor that is coming after
Um,
us.
yeah, I think you can ask Thor because that's pretty much he trades those a lot, as well as one of our other moderators, Dr. Vanessa, um, is also a futures trader. I think she likes trading futures primarily because she doesn't always have time during the day because she has other things going on, and they trade into the evening, and I think they trade pretty much 24 hours. So a number of reasons why some people like to trade options, and sometimes it's easier to trade the just trade the indexes like I don't know about trading gold and futures and crude oil, but the a lot of our traders are just moderators that are trading options are just trading the indexes. So
Yeah. So, I mean, Thor is coming. So, this is a really good question from Thor. One question about the Forex is that
yeah,
Forex is completely different market. So, like day trading
yeah,
in 1 minute, Forex doesn't make any sense. And the Forex, you have to really go on a higher time frame. Like I think anything less than, 4 hour chart of, it's really just the noise. So really you have to expand your horizon. So Thor, I'm going to ask you this question. So I know you're eating, but as soon as you're done chewing, maybe you tell us about pros and cons of futures. And I have one news for you, Thor, that the futures market is going to come for Market Atlas hopefully this week. I know you and your followers are really using Market Atlas for futures as well. So what do you
I
think
am
about futures?
I'm really excited to hear about that. So there are certainly some pros and there are certainly some cons. So some of the pros currently, if you're trading futures, you don't have to worry about things like PDT rule, which that will hopefully not be a con in the future for everybody, but as of right now, it still is. So that's certainly things. Access to leverage and liquidity is quite high. So kind of similarly to options, you're trading a contract, you're not actually trading an equity. So there's also different tax liabilities, which is enjoyable. But I think mostly what we enjoy is the leverage. For a relatively small amount of what I would consider to be capital, you can get a pretty decent amount of leverage and you can manage it in a pretty safe way. Now, downsides to that, slippage is real. You're talking about institutional contracts that move very, very fast. And if you're not out, then, if you're 1 or 2 points can be a big difference if you're not getting in and out fast enough. They're harder to scale. So for instance, if you're someone who likes, scaling in and scaling out of positions, contracts can be a little bit more difficult to do that with. So, but I'd say a
What
couple
was
of
the
pros and
tax
cons.
benefit on it? You said that because you're trading contract, like how much is the tax
It,
advantage on it?
it's not it's not as like with an equity you've got your wash sales and you've also got some of your tax liabilities because they're investment vehicles where futures are not. So basically any of the money, without getting too crazy, but basically any of the money I make off of my futures is just it's just money. So I just kind of 1090 it basically, right? I just declare it as income and then I pay taxes on it. So for instance, for the trades that I do that are going through my business, for instance, like my S corp. You know what I mean? Then that obviously is going to change things a lot. I can lower my tax liability on some of those down to as low as 15 or 13%, depending on how we do it. So it can be very advantageous.
Well, good to know. Thank you so much, guys. I'm handing it over to
Thank you.
Thor, and yeah, appreciate that,
Yeah,
guys. All the best. I had a pretty good day, and I might do a recap
cheers.
later after this. We post it for YouTube. And if you have any question, guys, let me know. And yeah, all the best. So we're gonna trade all the way to
Yeah,
Wednesday, and yeah, excited to see everybody in Thailand the end of this week. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao,
right
boss.
on.
Thailand, man. That sounds
Bye.
like everyone's going to be having some fun there. See you later, profit of profit. Good to see everybody out there on
Yeah,
YouTube. Thumbs up, likes, loves, all that stuff. I need some more hearts in here because I took my first trade was a loss, and I'm trying to get that money back on my second trade. So I'm really hoping, y'all, let me get my screen share rocking and rolling here, and because I started talking to Andrew before I didn't get through my little routine here, which it was fun though. That was a fun question. Hey, what's up? Go. There we go. Should be able to see me now. So, I didn't really have any futures positions that I was really like keen on today. I did like where gold was, but it never really started selling. And the market is in a higher narrow range for the most part. And it just didn't really look like a good sell for me on the indexes. And I actually tend to underperform on Mondays. So I don't think I'm going to take any futures trades actually this week because I had such a big week last week. So there was only one alert that really hit with the pivot bot today, and that of course came into the BBT chat room. Tesla was a beautiful alert also. Oh my God. Tesla called as a trending breakout by the pivot bot today, which was a lot of fun. So you can't see my screen. Let me see. Let me try and reshare. Doink, doink. Let's see. That should do it. That should fix it. Thank you for letting me know. So yeah, there we go. So we had this beautiful, I couldn't get into this. It called way too fast. Right? So I couldn't catch it. But I liked Google. Google called. And I liked Google a lot. I liked the way it did a week offer. It did call for a long as well, but I liked how we had a little bit more room here, and it did a week offer into R6. So I went ahead and tried Google because I liked Google. But unfortunately, and I took it at the loss of this trend break here. Right. So I liked it here, but oh. So I took it short at the loss of that trend, but then it came up and stopped me out for a loss. But I still really liked, this. We're still in R3. We're still calling. It still looked really nice. So I just got into a better area of premium. So I decided to take this as an opportunity to re-enter. And basically, I just used the wider trend, right? And I went in once it lost that trend and kind of re-offered. And for me, I felt like that worked pretty good. So that's what we're doing now. We'll see what happens. So those are my trades for the day. I didn't find any futures ones that I really liked today. So this is I was into this one because it was an alert, and I decided today I was going to just if I was going to call something, if something called, I'd go for it. Otherwise, I was just going to leave the day alone. MBT looks fun, but it's not I looked at it, but it never really, it started to sell right there. So I thought it might be good for an entry, but I haven't played MBT enough. I've taken one trade on it. and it always seems to have some volume issues. So like in here, like it got into here and look at how it just fell apart. So I don't know. I have to get a little more experience with this one. So this is going to be a pretty light week, right? That's the other thing I want. Like for most of y'all, honestly, like if I didn't have to be on YouTube today, I would not really be trading today. Like you know, like Google was a nice call. But for me, I just don't like this week is normally a really, really underperforming week for me year after year. And I've been trading for the better part of a decade now. And this week just never really seems to offer lots of really good opportunities. It's normally a very lean week ahead of, you know, with all of the holidays, with Thursday off and a half day Friday. The market just tends to not really be that spectacular. So, but I mean, looks like Google might work. If Google works, we'll have a nice day. I wonder what I could go for. Maybe I could get more than 4R. ATR low is all the way at R4. Maybe we go all the way back to R4 on Google. Oh, I guess I already am. But this would be 309. Because ATR low on this would be more like 308 and change. Yeah, exactly. We'd be going all the way back to 304 potentially to fill the gap. So yeah, I like this a lot. We're not very far off from 4R. 4R is right below. We're almost at a full target already on this one. A lot of volume coming in here at pre-market high. We had a strong buyer here. How do I pick the watch list for the day? I have the same watch list every day. I watch like the same 3 or 4 futures. I watch a couple of indexes and then like the Mag 7, more or less. I find personally, I think there is some value if you are a momentum trader, especially to looking for whatever's like really like gapping that day and jumping around. Like if you're looking for ORBs and stuff like that, I think it's very valuable, like what Carlson does. For my personal trading style, it's not helpful. I trade like the same tickers every single day. I've learned these tickers. I'm very comfortable with them and the way they perform. I don't I you know I you will say ticker names to me and I'll go, what ticker is that? Like I have no idea. I'm a price action trader also, so I don't know the fundamentals of these tickers. I don't know if they offer dividends. I don't know if they have news, no news, some news. I just know that they have volatility or that these are good tickers that trade regularly on a good basis. That's why I trade the Mag 7. I just want good order flow. And they're always in news. They're always moving. So why mess around, you know, looking for the ticker that's doing the one thing today that it hasn't done in its entire life? I don't know why I'm messing around with that when I could just be drilling one of these Mag 7s or something. So anyway, but that's, you know, everyone has a little bit of a difference in what they're looking for there. I wonder what that is. But yeah, the really the concept that I really want to preach, I guess as much as possible is simplicity. I really like simplicity in trading. Like the less I have to do, the better. The less work I have to do, the better. The less research I have to do, the better. You know, that's why I like cams, right? I literally looked at Google today only because my Camaria pivot system called it. It called the long on it. It also called a short on it, right? So, I mean, worked both directions, although it didn't call the long. Like I didn't get it in my here for some reason. I don't like how we're settling above this short-term trend here. It doesn't feel very transitionary. Why did you take a good if it's the strongest mag? Because of the range. It's at R3 and it's at R6, I mean. I don't care that it's the strongest of the Mag 7 right now. The strongest tickers have to find an all-time high and sell off at some point, right? So my conjecture is that this is algorithmic. Look, all-time high, for the record, this is a ticker that is in its all-time high right now that has never been at this value area before, right? And look at R6 right now. Wick, 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 wick. It's perfect. Right? Like it overshot it a little bit when it went for premium, and look at the volume died when we did it. Right? So it looks like we're going to start selling. So I personally, my model is based off of algo movement. So I do expect my stuff to work at all times. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I play it. So these are Camarilla pivots, and they are amazing. They're amazing. If you're ever interested, there's this book out there. It's not the greatest book. It's a little overpriced, but it's a lot of fun. A complete day trading system. And it'll teach you just about everything you need to know on Camarilla pivots and how to trade them, strategies around trading them, risk management, a little personal psychology, whatever. Although I think I'm going to start an update soon, not to discourage you from buying this one. I don't know when it's coming though, so that's the thing. If you were going to wait for the update, you would have to wait for that, and I don't know when it's going to come, but maybe mid next year. I'm going to redo the book, but I'm going to update all of the charting and everything, and I'm going to cover our indicators in the book, like ghost candles, buying and selling detector, and the Camarilla pivots, the new version, and how to configure it, like what we're doing, and then republish, I think, under that. Thanks, Coach Humberto. You can stay. Yeah, Toby, I do think the Bears are a little stuffed, man. I think the Bears are like too much turkey, man, too much tryptophan. They're just all like, oh my God, this turkey was so amazing. Like, they just can't do it, man. But we're right now we're offering value right now on Google. So see how we're pulling, this is my buying and selling detector. So you can see how we're kind of pulling back here, right? So we're coming back to basically to our balance state. So in order for us to go up through this high, we would need to start buying, and pretty heavily. I would expect to see us. So this, if we're going to turn around, this is right where we should turn around, right? Kind of at the low here, right? It should be right around here. If we're going to start selling, I would expect it to be somewhere right around here. If we start buying up from here, there's a good chance this goes back for high of day or something like that. Because at this point, we'll probably initiate a strong buy again. We'll do a little short, you got to think about like how many people are just like holding positions right now. And that's what I'm kind of hoping is that, at some point we're going to liquidate this thing. I mean, we're at all-time highs on this bad boy. So the SPY, oh, there's a reason why it's so strong. I'll show you. Look, it's just a technical. So you can see we've been selling. See how much we've been selling? All we've been doing is selling on the buying and selling detector. But look what happened on this day. And so I want to show you one of the coolest freaking things. If you're a swing trader, I have like the greatest tool you will ever need in your entire lives. Like if you're looking for good ways to spot selling and buying points for swing trades, this is a 4-hour chart, right? So look at this. Anytime, so you can see when we create this large valley and we pull back up, you can actually mark these. And these are exhaustion points, right? Anytime we sell, because we're in a bear market. In a bull market, it'll work the other direction, right? But in a bear market, it'll work this way, right? So you can see we sell, that's an exhaustion point. So you could buy exhaustion. Well, you couldn't do it here because it was the first time. But look here, we go all the way back here and we're right there. So would you want to be short on this next day? No, it needs to re-offer, right? And right now that's what we're doing. This whole pullback is nothing more than punch drunk bears. We had such a hard sell. They're like, oh, wow. And this is short covering. As we've started to go higher, our bears are covering their positions, and this is squeezing us back up. Right, but look how low the volume is on this squeeze. It's not high volume, right? We're just squeezing back. This is called the buying and selling detector. It's if you want more info on it, it's available on my Instagram profile, IG, at ThorYoungMA. You can check it out. It's fun stuff. All right. I liked gold, but see gold, look, it came back and bought the downtrend, this little wedge here. Stinker. Oh my God, my daughter's so loud. I think we're at ATR high now on NQ. So this is ATR high. ATR high is a fun calculation. One thing I've noticed as we're starting to push up, we are deviating in volume quite a bit. This looks fun up here. I need us to sell. So if Google can sell, I'm going to go for more on this than 4R. 4R would have been around like 313, just under 314. I'm going to go ahead and pull this down to low of day. Because the thing we're going to have is the IB stats on my side. For those of you who don't remember the initial balance stat, since we have not made a new high of day after 10:30, if we start to sell, there's a very large chance on Google we crack low of day. So I'm going to want to lean into that stat. Is everyone here familiar? At ThorYoungMA, is everyone here familiar with the IB stat and what I'm talking about? Give me a number 2. Throw a number 2 in there if you want me to explain this. If not, I'll move on. Okay. Okay. That's enough. That's a lot of number 2s. Okay. So watch the. Okay. So we'll do this. We have 2 stats here that are very, very awesome that we're gonna hopefully take advantage of here in a minute. Okay, so your initial balance is a range that you set every single day, and it's your 1 hour high and low. So at 10:30, right, whatever your highest price was of the open session and your lowest price was of the open session at 10:30 is your initial balance range, or your IB or your IBR, depending on who you're talking to, okay? So now if you break one side of that IB, so after 10:30 you break either the high or the low, there's a lot of implications on what's going to happen. This is a really big issue. Many of you traders, when you come in here, if you come in the afternoon, I bet most of you will look for reversals. But in the afternoon, the vast majority of our plays are continuations. Reversals set up early, right? But most of you look for continuations early, and you look for reversals later, and that's why you lose, because it's the opposite. And the IB actually shows that, right? Not that it doesn't happen, it just more often happens the other way. Most of the time, if we break our high of day after 10:30, we close on the high of day's side, and vice versa. So on Google, if we break the high of day after 10:30 or the low of day of 10:30, what are the chances are we close on that side? %80 chance, right? Now, what are the chances it does a double break? This is the stat I really like here, and I want to show you. If we break low of day, what are the chances we actually go back and break high of day? Right? So if I'm in this and it comes down and it breaks low of day, what are the chances it comes off of low of day and comes all the way back up and takes me out at high of day? Very, very low. Right? So, and if we start to move towards low of day, what are the chances we don't break at all? Only like a 10% chance, 11% chance that we won't break at all. So that means the lower we go, the more likely we are to break low of day, right? So this is why I want to lean into this stat. Like if this starts to get lower and lower, I actually want to let this one go because this has a lot of potential of breaking low of day. Pre-market low was way down here. And we could come all the way back down to pre-market low. Why worry about just getting like everyone who's scalping and grabbing these, like I'm not worried about this little here to from here to here. I want the whole thing if I can get it, right? Like, why not? Now, there's another stat that's going to bolster us in here, and I'm going to throw this in here just for the fun of it. There's another stat in here you're really going to like. That's the IB range as it's defined. How do you like this stat? Your gap, right, is the distance between your previous day's close and your opening price. On every single ticker you can play, and I do mean every. I normally don't use the word every. I'm sure there could be a ticker out there that doesn't have this, but I don't think so. I do think it's every ticker. Every ticker that is out there will fill its gap, which is the distance between its open price and its previous day's close, more often than it does not. In Google's instance, if it opens under, it fills that gap 80% of the time. How many of you are getting 80% stats as you put your trades together? Right? If we're above, we fill our gap 70% of the time, almost 3/4 of the time. So where are we right now? Well, we are very far away from the open, from PDC. PDC is back at 300. Right? Now you say to yourself, oh, that must be like what? That must be like a thing. No, watch this. 5 years. These stats are true as time, these stats. The gap fill and the IB stats are not to be messed around with. They are the best. Right? This is why Jared is so right when he said PDC is the king of all levels. Right? Because we go kiss the king the vast majority of the time. This is the reason why in the Camarilla system, we want an opening sweep to away from the king before we go kiss it and then get our transitionary move, right? We factor this kind of sweeping action to boost or bolster our play efficacy, right? So these are but the way these stats help you even more, right, is when you get to it, right? It actually is not just what, these things, it's how far can it go? You know what I mean? If PDC is at $300, if the market started selling off hard for the next couple of hours, you know what I mean? Like this could be one heck of a position here. You know what I mean? And we're at all-time high right now on this thing, right? We're setting all-time highs. Every time we push higher, Google is setting a new all-time high. Right? We still haven't made a new low there. If we make a new low, I can widen this trend. Look at that. Look how we're getting buy volume right there. See the ghost candle? Look how we got buy volume and it absorbed it. That's pretty. We are officially moving back into sell territory on Google. That's fun. All-time high right there. I mean, beautiful. Do I pay for Edgeful? No. But I have a subscription to Edgeful. I just don't pay for it. I'm so sorry. I'm autistic. I can't lie. So I would pay for Edgeful if I didn't get it for free from Edgeful. But I don't have an affiliate. They asked me if I wanted an affiliate, and I told them I didn't because I did a couple presentations for them. And I said, I just really like your website. And they're like, well, all right. So they just gave me access to their website, which is freaking amazing. So, but sorry, special needs, party of one. Anyway, we'll see what this market does. Right now, it's just not fun. ES looks like it's rolling over. Which would be nice. That'd really help my Google position out. I Netflix is buying too much to be a good sell today. It could be a reversal at R3, but I wouldn't have taken it or called it because it's a narrow range. So for me, Netflix is going to be a really bad trader today. With a CPR with a central open on a narrow range, the best trade actually on this would actually be a trending breakdown from under S4. And your ATR low is in between S4 and S6. So there's a lot against Netflix for me. I wouldn't play it. Meta. Meta's interesting. It's at ATR high at least. I mean, we are in a higher narrow range, and R6 is a call. If we had opened higher, we would be more apt on this one. But I mean, I like it. If the market starts to sell, this isn't a great spot to sell. I also like that we have struggled to start buying. Like this buy attempt here immediately responded to by selling. So this looks like it can sell. So I like this a lot for a short Meta. I think Meta looks good. I like how we bought here and then we struggled. Look, as we went to go higher, we actually deviated in volume and struggled to go higher. And then we pushed and then we deviated again. So this looks very, very weak. This looks distributionary. So I like Meta for a short. If the market sells, Meta would be a lovely short. That the ATR high and the ATR low, that is the that's this one here, adaptive ATR limits. I use the basic configuration because I'm basic. There we go. There's some selling. Let's see if they absorb the selling or not. We have all of our Canadian visitors are here. I have Canadian geese like all over the place. Yeah, I think the ES is a short here. It was rolling over pretty nicely. It looks pretty good. It's starting, I think it's starting to sell now. There we go. This is our first, this will be the moment of truth. So our kind of our threshold for selling on the ES is really kind of this like negative. We exhaust anytime we try and sell. We exhaust around negative like 2 basically, or negative 4. So we exhaust pretty quickly. So don't be surprised if we pull back because we still haven't started to really sell. Anytime we try and sell, that we only get about that far. So for me, the confirmation of selling will be a push below that and out the -10. Then I'll feel very, very strong that we're selling. Right now we're just attempting to sell. But we are under trend. Yeah, I'm sure. ES is probably hitting this top side here, huh? Did we make a new low there? We did make a new low there. So we got this guy now. So, I mean, we're like way off of this. So, I mean, we got tons of space on this. I mean, this is crazy. So anything else would be some like, it'd be a really long-term trend. I like this guy here right now for, I think we're definitely losing the short term now. So you can see like here to there. I mean, we're pretty gassed out. And remember, we have a pretty strong gap fill stat. So if we start to sell, CP is way down here. So if we start to sell, do not underestimate how far we can sell. I still genuinely believe we are in more of a bear market now, right? So we'll have to see how it goes. Oh, all right. Let's go Google. So we're over 4R now. Well over. Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, so this again, so we're gonna kind of lean. Yeah, you probably would, Willie. So again, this is one of those ones where it's like we had an opportunity to buy there, so and we didn't. So I mean, we'll roll this one. So we made a new low, so I'm going to adjust. There we go. Now this is a trend I could get on board with. So like if we come up and buy this and buy this high, you could start thinking about, okay, maybe I get out of this thing. Because now you've got a pretty wide trend. It really shouldn't buy that. But this is again where these IB stats sometimes can let you stretch a little bit, and these gap fill stats, because again, for me, if the market goes into a hard sell here, it took a long time for us to push up to here. And then we took the next couple of hours. We couldn't really go anywhere. If we start to sell, there's going to be a lot of downside on this thing. And I just don't want to get in its way, even if it's at the risk of it coming up here and stopping me out and not making money today. Last week, I had 3 or 4 trades last week that just went all day. I mean, I thought between 3 trades, I think I had almost like 30 something R's or 40 R's between just 3 trades. Right. So it was like my entire, like I closed out the entire end of my year, at the end of this last week. So anything I'm making now is just gravy. You know what I mean? So I just want to kind of like just see what we can do with these, try and stretch and see what we can get out of these. Like, so I lost my first one. Okay, who cares? Maybe I lose to 2 today. Who cares? Right? Like I want to see if we can get a good move out of this thing. Hey, what's up, Mark? How are you doing, brother? I think after this, I'm gonna go for a run. How many runners do I have in here? Give me a number 1 if you like running. Nice. I'm trying to push a little bit more now. I'm trying to train a little bit more, just not for anything particular. Not I don't have like a medal, like I don't want to get like a medal or anything. I'm just being training to be able to do it. But I'm starting to run for I like to run to the buffet. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to get my speed up a little bit. But like I'm running, I think yesterday I did 7K. So it was pretty good. I love running. So I like distance running specifically. IREN. All right, lower narrow range. You are starting to sell, and you are at R6. You have not made it to your ATR high, and you have not made it to the downtrend. So it looks like it kind of wants to sell right now, but it would be a sketchy one. There's your current trend. I would want to, so you are starting so you have had nothing but sustained buying this entire time, right? So you are starting to sell, but you exhaust your selling attempt anytime you're right around midline here. So I would not, so you're going to want to wait for it to actually sell hard through the trend, right? So don't just hop in this like right off the gate. Google's reoffering. Gave up running, it was too hard on my knees, so now I do fast walking. Hey, if we ever do a Florida meetup, we can hang out and we can do. I can teach you some tricks on how to run. Like I run like a fiend and my knees never hurt. Like, but there's a certain way you need to run, and it feels very awkward when you're doing it right until you really develop like the feel for it. But one of the reasons why I find my ability to run so long so easy is because it's hips and hips and thighs are really more doing a lot of the work. So the knees really should not be pivoting very much. So if you're coming down with too much weight and you're moving your knees too much, kind of think about it like doing butt kicks, but just like moving forward, you really should just be like moving your legs. It really shouldn't be that much stress there. So, but we can work on that. I can help you out. Bring back your love. I've been, yeah, I am 40. I know what that means, but it's all my shoulders from lifting weights. NVO, NVO? Y'all are gonna have me look at some weird stuff I've never looked at before. NVO's at ATR high, which is fun. You're at ATR high and you're under the shorter term trend, but overall you're still buying. So I don't like it for a short yet. It actually sold a lot in the beginning, which I like, but it's been buying overall. So it's a bit sketchy. But I like how we sold from ATR high, very responsive at ATR high. But then we went through and reoffered it. But when we reoffered, we deviated. So I do think it's possible we could get a good sell here. Woo! Here we go. Google time. Hold on. Yeah. All right. This is fun. That was a nice little drop there on Google. So this is that thing that again, what are the chances we don't break either our high or our low? It was only like a 10% chance we don't break our high or our. Nice, you got short on Google? Beautiful. Oh yeah. Look at us on look at Google's order book on Trading Terminal on Atlas. Anybody know what a bearish order book looks like? It looks like that. Look at the lack of order structure to the top side. All of the ladder and large orders are to the downside. That's a very bearish order book. Let me adjust the heat map a little bit so you can see it better. There we go. Oh, that's much better. See? Very bearish. So the Google trade for me was we got I didn't really have a lot of trades I was interested in today. So Google was the one that really caught my eye because I got an alert on it. So as I had the alert, I evaluated it, and I liked how it did a very quick movement on very low volume to the top side. I should have waited for it to sell a little bit more in hindsight, but it is what it is. So I went short here and I took a stop when it made a new high of day, but when it made it, so after I took the stop, I widened my trend because I still felt very good with this as a short play overall because it's, it's the play. It calls it. So as it bought through, it came through, it lost the trend again, so I reshorted again when it lost trend. So that's what you can see here. So, and now what I'm doing, my 4R target was actually at about 314, a little under 314. So I'm actually at about 5R right now. So which is nice. We'll see what happens. I'd like to get more out of this one. Now that I've seen it start selling and things are looking pretty good, I really think we have a lot of downside here. So, and with us being, since we set ATR high, I think we could go back to almost $300 today. And so if we give this up, I mean, I should at least be able to get back to maybe, ATR. I mean, ATR low on this thing is 308.30. So maybe I just go for, maybe I go for ATR low. I'll go for like 308.50 something. I have this, it's called adaptive ATR limits. It's my coded by BruzzX. These are all so every indicator that I use other than Atlas's order book, every indicator that I use are all mine. The buying into selling detector, the ghost candles, the adaptive ATR, the really key levels, and the Camarilla pivot plays. These are all my indicators that I've had coded with the amazing help of our guy BruzzX, who is the most talented programmer to ever be a programmer in the world of programming. That was a bit over the top. But it's true. So as you can see, I'm executing through DOS and using IBKR to execute. You know what I mean? So like I like the speed, the fills, and the hotkeys from DOS. So I actually use both. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things in trading. Like I want all the tools. You know what I mean? If I'm going to trade equities, I need the right stuff for equities. But for like futures, I can trade through futures through TradingView because it's only like a handful, like 1 or 2 contracts. Futures on Atlas are on their way. It's a done deal. Andrew said today, oh, hold on. I mean, you can't use them. I think it's next week. We're going to do a sample. And then he'll talk about the subscription stuff. Check this out. In queue. Look at that. Look at 24,900. You think? I'm using test tickers, so I can't show you. I'm trying not to show you the tickers. Here's ES. We're just making a change because we have to have quartered increments. Right now, we aggregate at 10 and then 50. I asked that we aggregate to 25 because that'll let us see every tick. Look how clean this looks on ES. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Yeah, yeah, I already asked and Andrew said no problem. So we just got to get it in there. That because if we can do 25s, then we're done. That's all you need on futures. I mean, if you did 100, it would just show you all the major point values, right? You could just do that. We could just aggregate to 100. I mean, it's pretty awesome, actually. You can tell we've got flagged orders, one big one at 6270, one at 6700. That's our range. I like the 25. 50 is what I've been using. How's Google looking? Still bearish. I like see on Google, I also like that there's not like a lot to the top side here. So everyone, so for us to go up on Google, we need orders. So this is very important. Little ladder reading 101 here, or book reading 101. If we're gonna so think about when you're reading an order book, think about it as stairs and floors, right? Each one of these big orders is a floor, right? And to get to the floors, you need stairs, right? Or a ladder, right? So what you can see to the top side right now is we are missing both floors and stairs, right? So there's not a lot of upward potential right now as far as order transactions. So now as they're moving up, look, they're actually building the floor. They're actually bringing in the stairs. As they're pushing up a little, you can see orders coming in. But it's a big void here. So it just is very, very unlikely they actually go into this at all. I would expect us to reject this price and move downward into these orders. And look, there we go. Ta-da! See how that worked? So this is one of the ways that Atlas can be an insanely useful tool for holding, for instance, right? If you're in a short position right now, you see no indication that we're in a rally right now, that we're buying. We're selling. All of our bid is to the downside, and we have no large ask to the top side. So at the moment, we are distributing, right? Doesn't mean that can't change. Books flip all the time, but right now we're bearish, right? So why get out when the order book looks like it wants to go down? Yeah, exactly. I like that, Mr. Bean. Ride the wave, right? Especially when you start putting these gap fill stats and these IBR stats on, right? So the IBR stats are fun. Like if you do the edge full thing, look at this. You can actually add these on. If you go to the indicators, you can go to edge full, IB, and gap fill. Doink, doink. Right here. So here's our gap fill, right? And this is our IB, right? Our 1030 high and low. Because it's after 1030. Right? So if we break our IB low, which is this gray low, right, then it is very unlikely that we will rally out and go through the high. So this makes this position, and this is the thing, why hold this position? Why hold this position when the chances of it coming back up and taking me out is like 10%? That's why. Right? I'll sit on 90% all day. Right? Like if we make a new low of day, the chances of it coming up and taking me out are only like 11%, 10 or 11%. Like I hold. Oh yeah, it's 3/4 on basically almost any ticker. If you break its high or low after 10:30, it will close on that side about 3/4 of the time, and it won't break the other side less than 20% of the time on any ticker. It's fairly universal. So right now, people would say, well, why, like right now, I'm at 6.5R, I think. It's right here. So if you gap away from PDC to the downside, you fill it 71% of the time. If you are gapped away, you close it 64% of the time. And the IB stat is this one on Google, if it ever loads. Oh, I'm running it on a 5-year stat. Hold on. There we go. This is a 5-year stat on Google. Right? But let's just run it like recently. Let's just say in the last like month. How sensitive is this? Still selling. So a little weaker in the last month, right? %20 chance that there's no break. I think we're going to do it. What do you think, everybody? Are we going to Braveheart this thing? We're back to monthly R4. Should be a place where we could pick up a bid here. All right, everybody. Well, guess what? I just realized it's almost noon. I forgot it was almost noon because I was having so much fun with everybody hanging out and talking stats and doing all of this stuff. So I hope you all had a lot of fun. Tomorrow I will not be here. I'm taking care of some family stuff. So our guy Nathan is going to be here tomorrow to talk all things order book, all things Atlas, all things Spot Gamma, anything you want. So we'll be on there. I'll be back in on Wednesday. So Thursday, of course, is Turkey Day, and then not in on Friday because of the market day being halved. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all on Wednesday. Talk to you soon. Much love. Keep it green.